Greetings, humans and fellow fairy creatures. Today is a very special day. We've got a special guest with us today. You've probably seen him on the stream. He doesn't want to wear my cool mask, so we're just going to see his naked face in the flesh. Are you guys ready for it? Not ready for it, then too bad. He's done all his glory. Say hi, Devan.
Hi, Devan.
I knew you were going to say that. Alright, this is Devan. You may know him as Akaroku in the chat. He's here, which is why he's not in the chat right now. Well, he is. He's watching the stream, which, by the way, you should probably exit out of the stream because I don't know what it's going to do to slow down the connection. Hi, Cat Knight. Good to see you here. How have you been? See, this is the mask. This is the Halloween mask that I wanted to put on Devan because it looks cool, and I thought it would be a really cool reveal. Like, oh look, the special guest is like this skull kid, whatever. But he's like, no, I look like an asshole. I look like an idiot.
Is that what I said? I just said no.
He said no. He just gave a boring no, so no fun allowed. No mask.
Nope, this isn't a fun stream. This is a boring stream.
Alright. Thank you, Papa Doodle, for the hydrate. We do have... Oh, do you want another one of these the Polish mineral balls, Devan? Yes. Or are you going to finish yours? Okay.
No, I want a bunch of open bottles that are half empty.
Okay. So, here's another thing, too. All the channel points, except for one, it's the short one, he'll participate. So if you ask him... If you ask us to eat a sour candy, you can request that we both eat it, or one of us eat it, whatever you can specify. What else? I'm really excited for tonight's stream because I actually don't have to do shit except talk, because Devan is gonna be.
Oh, I get to play the game.
Yeah, Devan gets to play the game. He's in control. Jesus is taking the wheel. I'm really excited. I wanted to play Final Fantasy X.
And you're still not playing Final Fantasy X. I'm playing Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I wanted to play Final Fantasy X on stream for a long time, and he's just crushing my dreams of playing it because he's gonna take the spotlight. How have things been for you guys? They've been good. He's only been here for about half of a week now, maybe a little bit over half a week. Oh no, not I don't know. I suck at counting the days. We did do some stuff.
We went to a tall building today.
We went to a tall building today. We were going to go to the Sears Tower, but it turned out that we need to schedule an appointment ahead of time, and the next appointment that they had was like at 6 p.m., and I plan on streaming at 8 p.m., and I'm like, that's just not enough time to enjoy the tower, tear it down because of humanity's pride. But we did go to the John Hancock building, which is like the off-brand Sears Tower.
Like Sears Tower.
The bootleg, which in a way is better. Because you actually get to see the Sears Tower from the John Hancock building.
But we don't get to see the John Hancock building.
Yeah, that's the problem. Question about the guitar, do I can play? I've been starting to. I've gotten lazy though. I'm more with the vocals, though. Hey, boy. Good to see you. So, yeah, we went to go see the John Hancock building. I have a few photos of it. Some of them are amateur photos that I took, and they're not very good. Picture I took of Devan with the Sears Tower in the background. Can't really see him. Like, all of the pictures that I tried to take of him, you know, against the window didn't turn out right because, you know, he's backlit and just turns out as
my heart is so black that I just absorb all the light.
He's a black hole. Yeah. So, I mean, he does kind of remind me of those guess that Pokemon thing. Or, what was it called? Guess that Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean that's it.
That's it. That's just guess that Pokemon. It's Devan, who doesn't want to have a skull mask on. That's the Skyline. I got other pictures of it, but that one I think is the best. That building with the two antennas. It's Sears Tower. Well, formerly the Sears Tower. This tower that I used to accept that name. And that's the one that we were gonna go on. Wait. So we went to the observation deck of the John Hancock. And before we actually went up, they had to stand behind this green screen and they took a picture. Like there were a couple of different backdrops that they gave us, but I think this one is the best one. Just two guys going on a night in town. We also did the tilt thing. So basically what it is you stand against those windows there, you hold on to the metal poles, and then the windows tilt outward, which I'll show you guys. Yeah, that's us tilting outward. So you get to look down, see all the... I feel like you're about to fall to your death. So, yeah, that's that. Also, I was wearing the new sweater that Devan got me. Isn't it great? It's my new favorite.
Made out of 100% Norwegians.
Yes. How many Norwegians died for this sweater?
100%.
100%?
All of them.
All of them? Yeah. So, like it says on the thing, maybe I should change the name of the sphere. With a Devan.
100% dead Norwegians.
100%. Featuring Devan from the Devil May Cry series. Fuck it, I'm not gonna... I'll change the name later. So yeah, let's get into playing Final Fantasy X. Boot up the game. And let Devan just go to town. Nice thing about this setup is you get to see that weird little particle that has been... I don't know why it's on my webcam lens. I think it's like on the inside somewhere, and I can't seem to figure out how to get it off. But it's just going to be on my face for the entirety of the stream. Hey Lex! Yes, it's both of us.
It's both of us.
It's the twins. How have you been, man? Data not found. Yeah. We haven't played the game yet, Devan. You gotta make Data.
I've played it so many times that I expect her to be a file.
Okay. I think I told you about this music, right? This kind of sad piano music. There was a video, I think it was of Copper Cab, where he's like getting really dramatic and like sad and crying and stuff. And I posted a comment saying like, play this song alongside this video, and it was this song from Final Fantasy X. And this guy got really angry at me, and he's saying like that I was disrespecting the game by like, he's like, you have no idea what this song is about. It's a pivotal moment between Yuna and Tides. And I'm like, dude, calm down. It's just a game.
Guy who tells the entire story of a chirp that everybody was there for.
Right, it's like,
that happened like 5 minutes ago.
I'm like, first of all, dude, I have played Final Fantasy X. I know what the game's about, and I know what this song is in context to it. But it's just, it's a song. It's a piano song. This is your girlfriend's favorite. Much more of a 9 guy myself. I haven't played 9.
9's good.
9 is?
Yeah.
Is it good? Does it have a daddy in it? Is it daddy good?
There isn't really a daddy, but it has that one black mage character that everybody likes. That's adorable.
Yeah.
And he's pretty cool.
That's good. The good thing about this version of the game is that, I mean, we're probably not going to get to it anytime soon, like, well, in the duration of Devan's visit, but this is the version that has the China symbol and Seymour's battle theme that Devan likes so much.
We're gonna have to speed run all the way to the China symbol.
Yeah, we do.
No daddies, just mommy issues. Yeah. And brother issues. Brother mid-drift issues.
Yeah, brother... Wait, what?
There's like, the villain, I think, is supposed to
Listen
be
to
the
my
brother of
story.
the main character, but he's like, just got full
Maybe
Just like
our last
only his
chance.
nipples are basically covered up.
That's typical of a Final Fantasy character. I remember there was this one post that was talking about.
Yeah, the women wear normal clothes, but the villain is just half naked.
Well, I remember there was this one. There was this one post on like Tumblr or whatever, which was talking about whether or not it's like objectification or sexualization of like video game characters, and like whether or not it's sexist or not. And they showed like a man and a woman, and the man is dressed in like regular practical armor, and the woman is dressed in like really skimpy armor, and like saying like that's sexist. And then they showed a man and a woman both dressed in practical armor, and then they showed the man and the woman both dressed skimpy, and somebody said that it's like World of Warcraft, Dark Souls, and then Final Fantasy in that order.
Yeah.
It's Final Fantasy, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman or whatever. They dress everybody skimpy.
I don't know, sometimes the guys are dressed more skimpy than like the women in a couple of them.
Yeah. Another thing about JRPGs, well, I don't know if it's specifically a Final Fantasy thing or if it's, I don't know, JRPGs in general, but there's something about asymmetry. Like, for example, like, why is one of his pant legs longer than the other?
It's cool, Dad.
Or how in Radiata stories, like, you'll have a character who has, like Gantz, for example, he has one shoulder pad, just the one.
No problem.
Which I guess maybe it would make sense if, like the sword, the arm that you swing
Are we
your
just
sword
gonna
with
go
is
with
more
Titus
likely
as
to
his name?
I don't know. Put Titus or Titty or something.
Oh, yeah.
Titus. That's apparently the way you pronounce his name. Titus. Would you like a suckle of my Titus?
Does that say Titus?
Tid? It says Tid.
Oh yeah, titty.
Titus. Now we watched Beavis and Butthead Do America when like, one of the first couple of nights that he came.
Alrighty.
He was here to stay.
Me
And now I just have Beavis and Butthead
Take
quotes in
it
my
easy.
head. Even if it's not stuff that they actually said, it's like they would probably laugh at that.
Yeah.
Can I have your autograph?
Of course.
Please sign my
Good luck
ball.
tonight.
We used
Nothing to
when
worry
I grew up,
about.
I wanted to be a blitzball.
Oh, if I score a goal, I'll, do this. That will mean it was for you, okay?
I'll do this with my hands.
seat?
Ace block in the front row.
You're just gonna pull
It's from the
on
right.
Nigel Thornberry.
Got it.
How was everyone's week, by the way?
Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
Or weekend, I guess.
Two,
It's still the beginning of the week.
Teach us
People
how
tend to have more
play.
fun on the weekends. Not me though.
Hey, I got a game to play.
Mine's awful. I'm stuck in some weird
Teach
guy's
us after.
house.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe
And he's
tonight.
making a mess of my house.
well,
You can't
Yeah.
tonight.
He's eating me out of house and home.
I mean tomorrow.
Yeah, I left a wrapper on the coffee table, and he got mad.
Promise.
Yeah. What else did you do that made me mad? You tracked mud into my house.
Yeah, after you pushed me out the doorway.
Well, I had to get in. Yeah, this game has daddy issues. So is this supposed to be a freeway or something? Why are there no cars? Get off the road! He's
Their
staring.
JRPG characters are feet are the cars. They run at like 50 miles an hour.
Yeah. Like, I love how Xanarkand, at least in this point in time, is supposed to be a bustling town, but there's nobody in sight and there's no cars on the
I was
road.
in a coffee
But
shop.
we don't
on the
have
way from
waterfalls
home when I
running off
heard
of
the
our
news.
buildings.
Our hero.
Well, I feel
Jack,
like that would be a hazard. I
gone.
mean, like, you know, if they
Vanished
say
into
about
thin
dropping a
air.
penny off of a skyscraper, right?
My dad must have been his
Xanarkand's doing it.
biggest fan.
What?
I knew how sad
Xanarkand's
he'd
doing
be.
it.
Heck, we all were that day. Zanara says to myself, what are you thinking?
He sounds a little bit slow.
I went running
like,
straight back
Yeah, the
like
home.
game's lagging.
We
Yeah, it's
sat
lagging a
up
bit.
talking about
Oh, well.
Jack all
Sat
night.
up talking
My dad and I
about-
never talked so much. Whoa.
Even Radiata stories can run faster than that. Then again, I think Radiata stories isn't as advanced, but You know, I'll run the prototype, which
Make
took
way, make
way
way.
longer to download than this game.
Coming through. Sorry.
I guess this game just requires a lot of...
Hey, I'm gonna be late. Hey, let go of me.
See how it does a cutscene.
With the edgy metal music. You know, I like this setup. I like not having to game. I just want to talk. And just shoot the shit.
You like not doing your own job.
Yeah, exactly. You know you're lazy when you're too lazy to play video games.
Like the cutscene plays smoother than the actual gameplay.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, ads on YouTube where the ad will run seamlessly and then it gets to the video and it has to keep buffering.
It'd be more realistic if he just got blown completely off of that ledge with that thing exploding.
What is it? Fall lightning in the middle of a stadium?
And also, they're like literally standing there watching the field being set up. That's like if we just kind of sat there watching them, I don't know, lay out AstroTurf.
They don't weigh out
And we
the
get
actual-
we get excited.
You watch them, well, to be fair, at least the baseball games that are around, I forget what they are. The Browns make fight down and stuff. Just to kind of touch it up. I mean, they don't full on put the chalk down.
Daddy.
It's like that part in SpongeBob where SpongeBob comes out with the mop and starts mopping and starts chewing. Everyone just likes to watch them put down rounds. There it is. They're showing his features.
There's a guy or girl.
I love the guy.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like they just show like, you know, his belly button and all that God gave him except the arm.
For athleticism.
For athleticism.
For use of movement.
No.
And aerodynamics.
No.
Another thing, I don't think Titus's outfit would be very like water dynamic.
He has to be wearing like a
drag.
full Speedo for it to work. And he also has to wear a swim cap. Can't let those spikes... Those spikes are gonna hold him back. He already looks...
Imagine playing this game with the main characters in a Speedo and a swim cap.
I mean, he already looks smooth as a dolphin, so he's fine there. But the hair, he's either got shaved that off or put on it. Also, I like how that one guy, he's not an athlete, he's just
Orin!
pretending to show he's wearing goggles.
What are you doing here?
I was waiting.
What are you talking about?
I know that's a samurai thing, like having the one arm in the robe out of the sleeve.
This looks cool.
It looks cool. It looks like he's got a broken arm and it's in his sleeve.
He used to think he just had like a broken arm, but I think he just does that.
He just does that because does it to be edgy.
I mean, I do that with my apron at work. I just like put my arms in it like, yes, I'm a kangaroo. I have a pouch.
Yeah, that's true.
It begins.
So tell us about what you do for a living, Devin.
I bake.
What?
You bake.
Yeah, with flour
Don't cry.
and sugar. Sometimes there's yeast, sometimes it's baking soda.
You have to make some soda.
I will. Find out she likes raisins.
Oh yeah, I have to ask her if she likes raisins.
What the?
Now I also have to put my phone in Do Not Disturb mode. I forgot to do that.
Everybody disturb him before he does that.
Who disturbed the child?
Not this
Yeah, I
way.
have to ask her whether she likes raisins or not.
But out of context, don't tell her why. Just be like, do you like raisins?
Well, some people like raisins, but not in certain things. Like,
We call it sin.
Sin?
there we go. I think if I wing like this, that stupid little thing's on my face. I don't understand why the game itself lags. But the cutscene is nice.
Yeah,
I think it would be the other way around.
yeah, usually it is. It's not really big.
Yeah, obviously. It's not as bad as Bobby Iceland.
Take it.
He's so... Take it. Much urgency there.
A gift from Jack.
My old man?
I don't have...
I hope you know how to use it. These
Yeah,
ones
so this is
don't
another
matter.
reason why I'm letting
Cut
Devin
through.
play instead of me. I don't do well with... I guess I forgot you had name of that. I don't do well with turn-based RPGs. I mean, I can do it. It's just... It takes too much
He doesn't
thinking.
like thinking.
I don't like thinking. I just like playing. I like button mashing.
Don't bother going after all of them. Cut the ones that matter and run.
I can't wait to die. wait, it's coming up.
I can't wait to die.
That part's coming up soon, right?
Yep.
Yay. Will you let me know when it's coming?
Yeah, it'll be when we get to the boss fight. Yeah, it's coming up now.
Okay, good.
They're gonna start the fight and they'll have a discussion about waiting to die.
Some can't wait to die. I can't wait to die.
Time to fight and die.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
I can't wait to
I
die.
can't wait to die! And then he just dies.
And then he dies. Bushido. The dialogue is amazing.
Ah, crap.
Uh-oh, you messed up your overdrive.
Ah,
Uh-oh. Messed up overdrive on the highway. Positive outlook on death. Hey, you gotta die sometime. Some can't wait to die.
Warren just was tired of taking care of Titus.
It is. Oh no.
You can't die from this fight.
It's just a practice fight.
It only does, like, yeah. It only does damage if it's, like, fraction.
So if you come close to dying, it'll just end the fight.
No, it literally just... You'll eventually stop taking damage.
Okay.
Because his attack only does, like, a quarter of, like, your current hit points of damage. Although I can make him die by attacking himself.
Oh, like by confusion?
No, just by attacking himself. See, I can target.
Oh, you can attack. Oh, cool. So you can do a friendly fire?
Yep.
That would be a horrible mistake to make. I kind of wish Variety Auto Stores would let you do that. I mean, I know it does if you get confused, but I wish that when you attack one of your teammates, that they respond to it. There was an actual better dialogue to it. They're like, hey, stop that. I'm on your team. That would be really cool. Hydrate. You gotta hydrate. Wait.
Benzie, running!
Let's go.
Get to the
Okay,
China
this
symbol.
pops.
We can't stop. Can't stop, we gotta get to the China symbol.
Yeah, we gotta speedruns.
Wait,
Have you ever watched any speedruns of this game? No, I haven't either. I want to. I watched. I've seen a few. I've seen a few speedruns of Variety Auto Stories, and I think the quickest I've seen it completed was within the 4
What are
hour
you
mark.
laughing at, old man? Lauren, let's get out of here.
It's still impressive.
We're expected.
There's a streamer that I watch. I think it's like RV.
Give me a break, man.
I forget how to spell his username, but he does Variety Auto Stories speedruns quite frequently, actually, even more so than.
then you?
No, I've never done it all.
Oh yeah, you don't do speedruns.
He does it, he's done more Variety Auto Stories speedruns than, something of war? No, not of war. But the guy, he normally does JRPG speedruns, but he mixes them up a bit. He'll play like Final Fantasy and stuff like that, like different ones.
This could be bad. That!
No, I'm
Knock
gonna-
it down!
Grabbing my brain trying to remember the game.
Trust me, you'll s-
I guess it doesn't really matter too much. The quickest speedrun I've seen for Portal 2, but I've been watching speedruns for that. It's 14 minutes. 15 minutes. I mean, Portal in general is not a fun game. Especially if you already know what you're doing. I think that anyone who tries to speedrun a JRPG, especially a JRPG with feelings, they're the real MVPs. Because you have to know, especially if there's RNG, you have to, like for a game like Zelda, for example, like a puzzle game, if you already know how to solve the puzzle, then you're set. Yeah, for JRPGs, not only do you have to RNG to consider.
Go.
Here, so I run across this exploding and flaming building.
These are surrogates. And all these people who are in the office buildings or whatever they are, there's
Oh, they're dead.
they're dead.
They're dead.
Yeah.
Lauren!
Oh, okay.
Lauren!
Long live the
Sucked
king.
up into Sin's butthole. Audacity.
That looks like a butt.
You are sure?
Orange
going
is like,
into-
wow, dry?
We're going into Sin's problem stuff.
This is your story.
That is quite extinct. Long boy.
Long.
Have you ever seen that? It was a picture of Titus or Titus, whatever. Titus.
The really like messed up fan art one where he's got like a tiny face.
Yeah, well, it wasn't fan art. It was like just a Photoshop of him.
Oh, I thought it was somebody like fan art somebody did.
Okay, my mom does like
old
raisins.
man?
Okay, I was gonna say she's an old lady. Of course she likes raisins.
She's not that old. She's just a boomer.
You're not that old. Boomers are old. You go down.
You swim down.
Oh, that's my dad.
The entire universe says, "Suck it up." Exactly.
Oh, hey, daddy.
We've got blitzball controls. We've got
I thought about a lot of things.
bug holes that
Like
suck you in.
where I was, what I
The
got
whole 9
myself
yards.
into.
The whole kid and
I
caboodle.
started to feel lightheaded, and
I like
then
blitzball like
sleepy.
as a kid for some reason, but as an adult,
I
I'm like,
think
I don't
I had a dream.
want to do this.
A dream.
Why
of
wouldn't you
being
want to do
alone.
blitzball? It's like
I wanted
underwater polo
someone,
or underwater
anyone
soccer.
like
beside
sports.
me, so I didn't have
I don't
to
like
feel
watching
alone
sports. I
anymore.
like playing them.
Do you?
Well, I don't know. It's a lot more fun to participate than to observe. At least for me.
I guess it depends on the sport. I like fencing.
Yeah, I know you like fencing.
I like to get hit in the face and have risk of bodily harm.
Okay, which was better, blitzball or a triple triad? I don't know what triple
Anybody
triad
there?
is.
Which one was triple triad again?
I know that Quidditch. I know like a lot of people like Quidditch, and there are schools that have a Quidditch league, but it's the stupidest thing. No offense to anyone who plays real life Quidditch, but basically all it is like it's like
Oh, the game from Final Fantasy VIII. I kind of like triple triad better.
it's like from what I understand, Quidditch. It's basically like polo, but you're just like running around. You're not even flying. Obviously, you can't fly, but you're just running around on a field carrying a broomstick in between your legs, and it just looks so stupid. I'm like, just ditch the
Ditch the broomstick and just do everything else, I guess.
I don't know. Hey, who am I to shit on somebody who likes? I have a weird obsession with Radiata stories.
Yeah.
You worked with someone who played Quidditch? Oh. Yeah, I always get, when describing what real life Quidditch is like, I'm not sure if it's closer to polo or if it's closer to, like,
What
soccer
do we have here?
but except
No,
you could pick up the ball
can't
with
read
your
it.
hand. I don't know.
I don't know if he has dialogue that's different, but if you read this, it's like all in Albed. And he's like, nah, I can't read it.
Yeah.
But I think there's one time where I had almost all of the primers to translate it, except for like 2 or 3. So you can pretty much read it and understand what it said, except for a couple letters. And he's just like, I don't know what this says.
So it's like Wheel of Fortune. It's just like it's very obvious what it is, but he still can't put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Titus
He would-
is not very smart.
He would do so poorly on Wheel of Fortune. Oh god, I have a guilty pleasure of watching like Wheel of Fortune, like clips where like, you can tell the person just died inside. Like there was the one guy who was this close from solving the puzzle and getting like all this money and like the trip to Hawaii or whatever. But where he slipped up, he mispronounced Achilles. The puzzle was mythological hero Achilles, but he pronounced it mythological hero Achilles. And because of that mispronunciation, isn't this ironic? Mispronunciation, he lost it all.
Yes.
And you could just see, like, he just was, like, dying. There we go. Sorry about that. My automod is still like, how many people are trying to threaten me with that Radiata stories? Don't you mean Radiant Historia? No, motherfucker. Well, surprisingly, anyone who knows of Radiant Historia usually knows of Radiata stories. I mean, Radiant Historia is slightly, I feel, more known than Radiata stories because it did get a remake, and Radiata stories didn't. But, I feel like they're still relatively not well-known games. But I've never gotten to that Radiata stories. Hey, Alex.
Time to fight fish.
Fight fish.
There's like piranha that you can fight coming up soon, and if you steal from them, they just have grenades.
Oh, you saw it happen a few times online? Because we saw people, correct people who said Radiata story and say, oh, do you read Historia?
Really? They're not real fans.
They're not real fans, no. I still need to finish Radiant Historia. Man, I want to stream so many games, but it's just so little time.
Well, now the winter's coming up. You'll have some time.
Yeah, but then at the end of, well, we have these 2 weeks that we're hanging out, and then once you go home, and I guess I have like maybe like a week or two, like maybe I have to go back to like just actively grind, because all of these concert venues are trying to get their bosses in the 17 months or whatever that they were out of business. So they're just slammed. They're inundated with shows. It's just wearing me out. Like, if you want to make them get back. One of the good things, though, is that, you know, how starting today, all of the businesses, I'm not sure if it's just in the city or if it's in the entire state, are requiring both proof of vaccination or negative test, and you have to show your ID as well. And before, it was just the concert venues that had to do that. So I'm hoping that now that it's becoming more commonplace, there will be less problems with, you know, people who are like, well, I didn't know that I was supposed to have that.
Yeah. No, they'll still complain about it.
I mean, they'll still complain about it, but it won't be as common of a problem. The problem that we have is that, like, we'll be trying to get through a line, and then we'll catch someone who's like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to have it, and you have to just, like, tell them to, like, stand up to the side and, like, look for it and just figure it out. Let the next person has. Because otherwise we're gonna lose the line. I just hope that one day we can no mask, no vaccine. That might be a while.
So I like how this fish monster thing just has like a cage for stuff. Where's it goes?
Wasn't there a creature? It was like a bird in Alice in Wonderland that had a cage for his stomach. That was it.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, that was. That's what that reminds me of. Like that bird from Alice in Wonderland.
It's a fish. Horrifying.
Yeah. I love that part of Alice in Wonderland where she cries so much
I had
that
made it out of the
she-
frying pan and into the freezer.
that she like creates an entire wake of her tears.
I thought I was
And
gonna
then
die in this place.
After she's done crying, she's just like, oh dear, I do wish I had cried so much. Like, just another mental breakdown. That isn't a mood. Just crying your eyes out and then realizing seconds later that you're overreacting. That's relatable as hell. The thing about this Turkish coffee is that
Cold.
it has a lot of coffee grounds at the bottom of it.
Need
I'm sure there's a way for you to filter it out.
fire.
But you're not supposed to. You just drink it as it is with all the gritties.
I think the first time I didn't actually play the game. I was watching my sister's roommate play this game. When my sister was in her senior year of college, she was living in this on-campus apartment. And one of her roommates, who really loves the Final Fantasy series, was playing this game. We were at this bar, and she's just like, Titus is such a pussy. He's like, oh, I'm hungry, I need fire. Ugh.
People say that as if they wouldn't be bitching about it too.
Right. I mean, it was, what was it, like 20 degrees when we were out today? And windy.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, that's too frigid. But
Excellent. This 100-year-old withered bouquet.
that's just one of my first memories of this game.
I'm still sad that I didn't get that shirt that I ordered that was just a picture of Titus laughing with the same gradient that the Final Fantasy X logo has, and then it's just like, ah.
Oh yeah, that was a tragedy. Tell us what happened with that.
So basically, I ordered said shirt off of this website, and it turned out to be, I think, one of those like scam sites where like sometimes you get the shirt and sometimes you don't, and it's like almost never actually what they said it would be on the website, but it never turned up.
Yeah.
I only spent like $30, so I mean, I could have lost more money, but
That's an absolute tragedy.
I still really wanted that shirt.
I would want that shirt too. Send them to that let me Google that for you thing directing them to exactly what you need to know. Wait, what? Wait, what?
But
I'm confuzzled. Bro, what are you talking about?
I'm also confuzzled. Where the frig am I?
You're in the ruins of Xanarkin.
No. This is the ruins of Baj Temple. That's right. But we don't find out till later. I'll leave right here. It's a spoiler.
Oh, I see. You're talking to Kenny. Oh, no, yeah, that's okay, bro. Happy to have you here. Your presence is the greatest present. Surprised that he was able to find such big logs.
Oh, they were just already there.
Oh, they were. Oh, they were.
They're just convenient plot logs.
Plot logs, huh? I'll give you a plot log.
The story took a plot log all over the place.
Because whenever I go camping, I'm always having to scavenge for little twigs. I'd be lucky if I could find a log that big, much less 5 of them.
Henry has a hard time finding twigs in the forest.
I
Yeah, I
need
do.
food.
Also, is that graffiti? I never noticed that. There's like writing all over the floor.
What do you want?
Maybe it'll show it when it goes back.
It was a bad call. Your team lost because of you.
You
I'll
came
learn.
to say that?
It's been 10 years. I thought you'd be crying.
Who, me?
You cried.
Everybody's so mean.
Everyone's really mean in JRPGs. It's the default. Like
It's
they're
not gonna
always
show.
they always say things that in real life you wouldn't say. Maybe you would imply it passive
Your
aggressively.
sports team lost because of you. I thought you'd be crying. Yeah, you cried.
Cried like a little bitch. She's not
Hey,
here.
Wait!
Not crying.
Don't go out on me! Nah, just hold on. I'll get more wood.
There was this hair salon, and I think it was somewhere in Chicago. Because I know that the phone number for the hair salon was it started with the Chicago area code, and it had just a picture of Luna's face on it.
Give me a break!
And I think I don't know if they realized that it was a video game character. That it's not like they did a girl with hair. They just put it on their sign. glad that Yuna was able to find Torque after Final Fantasy X. I probably would have been sassy if someone had did that. I don't know. But then again, I tend to be a little bit of an asshole.
You on my side? Cool.
Grenades! Oh yeah!
But then again, I've also been on the other side of it too. Like, you talk a lot more sass than you like to dish out. Oh, I know you do.
Yeah, why does this thing have a grenade? What's it doing with the grenade?
What's that?
This
That little pterodactyl thing?
Edward Scissorhands thing.
Why?
It has another grenade.
Well, I feel like if you're saying, like, oh, didn't she mean Raw Dow stories, then that is, in itself, a sassy comment that warrants a sassy response. I don't know.
You guys should just do what I do and ignore everything that everybody says.
Yeah. Just roll my eyes and
The answer, kids, is to not give a shit.
kids these days don't know what Gradiata story is. Oh, right. Riku is still question marks.
Phew. That was close. Hey, let me go.
I think that they have this random character that just has like an old man balding.
What's that?
The guy who's holding like Titus's hair.
Oh.
He just like is that thing where he's bald on the top but has hair on the sides.
Oh, you mean the horseshoe?
I guess that that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Look at him.
He's got the horseshoe. And then the monk is where you're only bald like right here, but you got like hair on the front. So it's like, you know, like how monks. Of course, the way that they would draw monks, they like had a bowl cut almost. They have the most which
He just had the worst haircut.
monk. Are there any memeable moments coming up here, Devin?
Everything's a meme in Final Fantasy X.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll get to the part with him laughing awkwardly.
No, we're not gonna get to that part.
Oh, that's true.
Hey, that hurts.
There was a post. It was like the signs as socially awkward Titus moments.
Okay.
Which is all of them.
Oh, yeah. There was like swats it, sin spawn, and falls on his ass. And then that part where Woo Woo tells Titus not to tell Waka about Yuna's lineage, like,
Right,
about her being
whatever.
half Albad. And he's like, "Whoa! I'll tell Waka."
I said I don't understand.
Fed! He said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
By the way, for the people
You
who
understand me?
just joined the chat, I guess
All right,
since I
I'll
last
work.
asked, how was your weekend? I worked on Sunday, and I was...
Oh, dat lag.
Oh, that lag. Oh my god. He's running in slow motion. Yeah, I worked on Sunday. It was cold. made. I mean, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but I was happy to come home.
Lag gets worse with the more character models on the screen.
That might actually be it, because with a cutscene, it's just playing a movie. But with actual gameplay,
Oh, almost
it has
forgot.
conditions to take into account, like conditional statements. This is another part of the game that...
I know how to do this. Nobody else knows how to do this. I'm zooming by it.
Yeah, you don't need the tutorial.
I hate this tutorial.
So what exactly are you doing right now?
So this is the sphere grid, which is basically how you like learn new moves and like, you know, gain more stats in this game as opposed to leveling. So what kind of looks like you're gaining levels is actually more kind of like just points so that you can travel to the different nodes on the sphere grid. And then you get spheres that you can insert into it, like you have ability spheres, which can give you like new attacks or like magic and things of that sort. And you have like power spheres, which increase your attack and defense, and like magic ones that increase all your magic stats.
Okay.
And then there's like a few other specialty ones that do like really specific things.
Yeah. That's too advanced for my monkey brain. So,
I used to not get it when I first started playing this game, and then once I finally did get it, I ended up losing Yuna, because there's like a part at a little bit further on where Yuna gets taken out of your party, so I didn't have like any skills that I had taught her, because by the time I figured it out, she was gone.
oh,
And then when I brought her back into the party through the storyline, there was a bunch of skills that she really needed for me to win this one boss fight that she didn't have, and I was effectively just like stuck.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I had to start over the game.
Oof. That sounds a lot like what happened to Robbie's brother. I think I told that story about how he didn't level up enough. He didn't grind enough, and so he got to this one boss fight where he was severely underleveled, and it was statistically impossible
We
for him
found some
to
ancient ruins right beneath us.
beat the
It's not
boss.
active now, but there
And he
should
was
still
at a
be
point
some
where he
power
couldn't go
left.
back and
We're gonna
and-
go down there and
he was
activate it.
stuck, so he had to
And then we should be able
start
to
over and
salvage the...
begin.
Okay, let's get to work.
Roger.
It was like this with that too, because Yuna didn't join the party again until literally right when you initiated the boss fight.
Mm.
So it wasn't like I could go back and fix her.
Yeah. That's definitely one of those things that
Oops.
it probably would have taken me a really long time to figure out, and I would have made the same mistake that you did.
It's weird too, because it's really not like once you get it, it's like not complicated, but also like it can be kind of confusing when you have like no idea what they're talking about.
Right, because I'm just used to games where, you know, the more you level up, it also levels up your skills as well.
Yeah.
Just automatically. Like, I didn't know I had to be doing this manually.
Like, isn't as bad as like I get like the weird system that they had in Final Fantasy VIII. Because like I think you leveled up and raised all your stats like you would expect to, but in order to learn new moves, you had to like forget exactly what you do because it's been a while since I played, but it was really convoluted. And you also didn't like gain magic through leveling up or anything. You had to go to draw points or steal it from monsters and then equip it,
I see.
which was just kind of overly complicated and a little dumb. I like the game, but their magic system and leveling up system was kind of dumb.
One of my homegirls has a kid named after a character in this Ject. Baby daddy named him. Yeah. I feel like I would like to name a kid, like if I had a kid, I would name them after a video game character, but also part of me is too afraid to. So I have respect for people who do that. As long as they're not naming their kids like something that's, you know, gonna get them bullied or whatever.
Well, Robin Williams named his daughter Zelda.
Yeah, he did name her. But Zelda is a real name.
Your real name.
Yeah, it is a real name. Wink. Nice. I know a guy named Zane, and it's spelled the same way, and he's played Radiata stories.
There's a guy who
He
used to
looks
work
like
at
Thor,
this cafe I worked at who was named Zane, and apparently he was kind of a huge ass there.
Yeah, didn't he like not work there anymore, but packages were still sent to him?
Yep.
They're sent to the cafe in his name.
Our Amazon account sent stuff to our work in his name.
Gotcha.
See, the fish have grenades.
All Zanes are assholes, except for my friend Zane. He's actually pretty chill. I have a sort of PTSD reaction to that song because, well, it's still set as my ringtone, but I have my phone on, I've had my phone on silent mode for like the past couple of months. Whenever I hear that now, I'm like, oh shit, someone's calling me. Who the fuck is calling me instead of texting me, you motherfucker? I get really angry when people call me without text me. Call me if it's an emergency, but text otherwise. I am a socially awkward millennial and I don't like phone calls.
I don't either. I'll just like stare at my phone ringing, depressed until it stops.
I won't even stare at it. I'll press the lock button and that turns off the sound.
I don't want to turn it off because I don't want it to like. Because usually, like, either like if it's like a telemarketer, then they know that it's like an active number, so they're gonna keep calling it.
No, what I mean is that like when it starts ringing, it's making noise. If you press the lock button,
Yeah.
it's still ringing, but it's silent. So that's just what I do. I'm just like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I'm just gonna turn it down. Head it down.
Tentacles.
There's a lot of tentacles in this game, huh?
In the beginning, yep.
Yeah. Well, of course you're underwater. So. We're not gonna get to Michael's Grace's face too, are we?
No. But we will get to Waka,
Yeah, but we will get to Waka.
who is a racist.
Yes, against undead.
Yeah, they can hold their breath for a really long time.
Don't you fucking run away from me. You can die in this, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
It's only the first one, right?
Only the first one. Right? Unless you try.
Unless you try. Do you want another water?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want another full of water?
I have Somebody asked me to hydrate, I can't hydrate.
Yeah. You're not up there trying. Here you go, Mr. Man.
Thank you, mister.
There was some story I read online where this guy was in a conference call and he had like a headset on. He had to go to the bathroom, but he forgot to turn his headset off. And apparently, everyone in the conference call heard him like when he was using the urinal. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're a thirsty boy." Something that just sits in the back of my head.
The guy who said that the urinal was a thirsty boy.
Yes. It lives rent free in my brain.
I used to not realize that there was something down here the first like several times I played this game until I got a TV that had like a better like graphics on it.
Yeah.
Because it kind of just looks like the rocks around it, but this is like the airship you get later.
Oh, I see.
See what I mean? It just looks like the rocks.
It's petrified.
And I was just like, why are we staring at like rocks and the ocean floor? What's great about them?
Yeah. It's foreshadowing.
Yeah. Just like Oren saying some can't wait to die is foreshadowing of all the people I killed.
Yeah. That's one way of putting it.
Yeah. Just don't understand good storytelling.
To be fair, it takes an unusually high IQ to understand Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
Hoof, rooftu, tungadib.
It sounds like they're speaking Finnish.
Way, Wichita.
That's racist
Hey!
against Finns.
Hey, I helped out, didn't I?
I don't know why, but that just made me think of Swedish Fish, which made me think of Scandinavian Swimmers, which is Trader Joe's like bootleg knockoff of Swedish Fish.
Swedish fish.
But apparently they taste better.
Yeah, in Canada they have their own knockoff of Swedish fish, which are called like Nordic fish or something like that. No, they're called. Well, they have Swedish berries and Nordic fish,
Right on.
and the Swedish berries are like Swedish fish, but they're shaped like a raspberry.
So I just, and then this is just game over.
Hey,
And then he.
And then he died.
Oh, can't
And that's
wait.
Final Fantasy X.
it's because you eat too fast.
Isn't it great?
He's like a puppy. Or that video of the kitten that's eating, and it's like.
Hey,
Hello there. What is your name?
Riku.
I love how her mouth
You
moved
really
before she
do
started
understand.
talking. I do that too whenever I talk. Henry,
They did their best.
they did their
Yeah,
best.
the voice actors didn't actually have any footage from the
why
game when they
didn't
read
you
their
say
lines.
so
Yeah, I
earlier?
know.
I didn't get a chance to. Everyone thought
There was
we
a
were
Mega
fiend.
64 video where I think it was Deus Ex
We?
Oh, we means
And,
you.
Square game, but it has the same
Who are you guys
problem with like
anyway?
the mouth movements not
We're Al
matching
Bhed.
up with
Can't you
the
tell?
voice, and he was like, "You're got right."
You're not an Al Bhed hater, are you?
I don't even know what an Al Bhed is.
Where are you from?
Xanarkand. I'm a blitzball player.
She's got a Hank Hill ass.
Star player of the
She's like 15,
Xanarkand Apes.
right?
Yeah, Hank Hill.
She's in her awkward lanky
Hit
face.
your head or something?
I'm still in my awkward lanky phase.
You guys hit me?
I'm just in my awkward phase.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Do you remember anything before that?
You have no ass, Hank.
So I told her everything there was to tell about Xanarkand. About life there, Blitzball, and Sin's attack. And about how Aaron and I were engulfed in this light.
That came
I
from
just said
Sin's
things
butthole.
as they came to mind. But then I started to wonder.
Which is a black hole. Wait,
Did I say something funny?
what did you do? Did you drop the?
I'm in my
You're
awkward
your
phase. Leave me
sin.
alone.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Don't worry, you'll be better in no time. They say your head gets funny when Sin is near. Maybe you just had some kind of dream?
Maybe you're just brain damaged.
You mean I'm sick?
You're just dumb.
Because of Sin's toxin, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, there is no Xanarkand anymore.
I
Sin
think we will
destroyed
get
it
to see
1,000 years ago.
Yuna's sending in the stream right
So no one
Maybe
plays
it's
Blitzball
fairly-
there.
near the beginning.
Huh? What?
It's a
what do you
JRPG,
mean,
so there's just like a lot of
1,000 years
cutscenes in the beginning part.
Right.
But I saw Sin attack Xanarkand.
I know that was one of the
You're saying that happened
criticisms
1,000
about
years
Radia
ago?
stories. At least
No way.
put to someone who doesn't normally play JRPGs. Like when I let Vince borrow it, he didn't like that there were so many
You
cutscenes at the
said-
beginning, but before there any gameplay.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I guess that's
You
fair.
play
I had
Blitzball?
the same complaint about Okami when I first played it. Like, I just
Uh-huh.
want to play the game.
I've just played so many
You know,
JRPGs
you
I
should go
just
to Luta.
expected.
I remember Zane.
Someone might
the
know who
same
you
Zane
are,
from
or
before he,
you might find someone you recognize.
Luca?
it was him.
Ah,
He let me play this visual novel, and I didn't know at the time what visual novels were. So I was like playing this game, and I was just like, okay, cutscene. When's it gonna get to the actual gameplay?
Okay,
And then I
leave it to me.
realized the whole
I'll
game
get
is
to the
Luca.
Luca.
Cutscene.
Yeah, the whole
Promise.
game is cutscene.
And then you make a choice, and then it's cutscene.
You'd rather stay here?
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
Okay, I'll go tell the others. Wait here.
that was my first brush with
Oh.
visual novel.
And one thing. Don't tell anyone you're from Xanarkand, okay? Yevon says it's a holy place. You might upset someone.
Oh, uh-huh. My Xanarkand? Some kind of holy place? Yeah, right, I thought. Since when?
I think that's like the equivalent of like
Yevon?
the world
Oh,
ends
shit.
and then New
Sin?
York just becomes,
Luca?
you know.
I thought
A holy
Sin
place.
just took me to a
Hi, Rico.
faraway
Hi, Shell.
place.
Hi,
Shell's
Shell.
here.
That I can
Hey,
go
Shell.
back in a
Shell.
day or two.
We're gonna see Shell on Sunday
But
Sunday.
1,000
Sunday.
years into the
Sunday.
future?
and Saturday. No, not Saturday.
No way!
How's it going, Rico? How's it going, Shell? I finally got Devan to work up his courage and come on stream. Which is working out for the good, yeah, for the better. Because I think I do a lot better with commentary when someone else is here. Devan is...
Etonic! Etonic!
Yeah. How was your weekend, you guys?
Whoa!
Oh, by the way, I'm not the one playing the game. He is. Just a sports commentator. Look, Ma, no hands. I can make it look like I'm a... Just... Why did you do that? I can't believe you've done this. good. Worked the last few days, so you're finally relaxing. Good. You're streaming tomorrow, right? What game are you playing? I think I saw something on Twitter about it. Sort of here. Good, good.
Riku!
It's that carbonated mineral water. Oh, you're gonna worsen his brain damage.
What brain?
What brain? Ooh.
Blitzball!
Ball!
Hey, you okay?
Hey!
Hey, the tentacle is pretty funny.
What was that?
The game Michelle was playing last time they streamed.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
The last time I watched the stream, it was Cuphead. It's
I
been
thi-
a little-
I think we switched to it like halfway.
Oh, okay. I see.
Also, you got some kind of notification.
Ooh.
Hey, Waka and everybody, I'm going this way.
Thank you. I didn't catch what that notification was. I am so stupid.
I gotta get the secret.
You got it.
The secret is the moon.
I'm gonna find out what that notification was about, and then I'm gonna thank whoever it was. I apologize. It's gonna take me a second. I'm supposed to be the sober one here. We both had coffee.
I didn't know I wasn't sober.
You're no, you're not. You
I'm
had
not.
too much coffee, sir.
Okay.
Yo! Hiya.
You wanna try that move one more time?
Okay.
Finally. Things were
I feel so
starting
bad
to look
whenever
up.
these notifications come and they happen so fast. Wait. What happened? Well,
You know amateur.
doesn't
Who
seem
you
to want
play
to show
for?
me.
The Xanarkin Aves.
If you want to make yourself known, I
What team
say
you
like
say
what you did.
again?
What follow.
I meant... Forget that.
Subscription, whatever.
I got too, close to Sin, and my head's all foggy
Feel free
like.
to say so.
So, I don't know
It's not
where
gonna look
this
like you're
place
looking for
is,
clout or anything. I'll give you a
or
shout
even
out.
where I came
It's
from.
my fault for not paying attention.
Since toxin got to
You got
you,
another one.
Ooh.
but you're
you
still
catch it?
alive.
Disability
Please be
overload
together.
something.
What?
That was the name.
Oh, okay.
I'd only caught part of it, or it went
Okay.
away.
All right, back to practice.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that one.
Ah, I see.
I'm Waka, coach and captain of the Besaid Oryx brother.
Just gonna get
What?
this
You hungry? Okay, back to the village. I'll get you something.
Now I have to do all the moderation shit.
Yeah.
Spelling that all right. Hopefully it'll work.
Huh. Water looks weird over there. Anyway,
It might take a little bit for the thing to go. Okay, good.
I mean, really, it's impossible for anyone to deny the sheer entertainment value of these videos. They were insane.
That's a nice blanket. It
but-
looks very silky.
I felt like I could trust this Waka.
Thank you.
So I just had to ask.
for the thing, whether it was a follow or a subscription, I was
Um,
not paying attention to the
It's
stream
true
like I should
Xanarkin
have.
was destroyed, right?
welcome to
1,000
the
years
street.
ago? So it's just a big pile
And
of
is
rubble
Algendar's play
now,
positive?
isn't it?
Usually I play Raw Diablo
Long
Stories, which is
time
another
ago, there were a
JRPG.
whole lot of cities in Spira.
But today we're playing Final
Big
Fantasy X
cities
because
with
Devan wants to play
machina,
it.
machines to
Thank
run
you.
them.
He does, he loves
People
it.
played all
played it
day
last time.
and let the machina do the
I
work.
just did him.
And then,
Yeah.
well, take a look. Sin came and destroyed the machina cities. And Xanarkand along with him. Yeah, that was about 1,000 years ago. Just like you said. If you ask me,
Now I
sins
have
are
to be
punishment
the
for
one to
letting things
shout
get out of
people
hand.
I'm not used to
What
this.
gets
I'm not
me,
used to doing Devin's
we gotta suffer. Because
Well,
of
I'm
what
doing
some
your job, so it's
goofballs
only
did way
fair.
back
Yeah, I
when.
know.
Of course, we must always repent for
only
our
fair.
sins. That's important. It's just that
I really love
it's
the
hard to
scenery.
keep at it sometimes, you know?
It was just as Riku said.
Reminds me of,
Waka
like,
and Riku couldn't both be lying.
Southeast Asia.
Why would they?
Is that how you laugh?
Well, you
Yeah, I
from
just
the
laugh with my
Xanarkand
mouth
days,
wide
that was a
open,
good
and then
one, huh?
you know, stop
I'm not
laughing but
saying
keep
the
it
team
open for
never
a whole few
existed, yeah?
seconds.
Wait for him
But
to
you gotta
jump in.
figure, a team living in luxury like that be pretty soft, eh?
I appreciated the fact that Waka was trying to cheer me up. But at that time, all I could think about was everything that happened to me. All
Everything
this started
that
with
happened.
Sin.
I love how it
Maybe
slows
if I
down
could
and
find
speeds
Sin
up
one
in
more
certain
time,
points.
I could
It
go
reminds
home.
me of that
For now,
listening
I just
comprehension
live
video
life
that one
until
of my
that
sisters
time
had to
came.
listen to.
No more worrying
The
about
tape player
where or
was
when I
kind of
was.
broken.
Sure,
and
it was
would
hard
speed-
not to think of
it would
home, but I
slow
started
down
to
and
feel
speed up
better
at certain
already.
points.
A
And it was
little
like,
better.
I don't
Maybe.
care him.
Reminds me of this like point in this game actually where it's like kind of like a little bit emotional, but Titus is like thinking to himself and he's talking normally, but then like the line that he says where he's just like, I don't remember what he says, but he just says with Yuna by my side, but that part is like really sped up, so it's like this whole emotional like monologue, and he's like, but I want to do it with Yuna by my side.
He was really embarrassed to say that. He's like, and I want to.
Hey, it's this way.
He's like, wait,
With Yuna by
what
my
if,
side.
what if somebody can read my mind? I better think it quickly.
Excuse me. I was wondering if it was just my connection. No. I mean, for the most part, this emulator's running pretty well. But
Yeah, the lag-
every now
lag's
and then
not
it'll
that
lag.
bad.
Still better than what it could be. Still better than what it could be.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
He just slapped our ass right in the next Tuesday.
That's murder. Just murdered a guy. What if he couldn't... Wow,
What's the big
that's a
idea?
stupid comment to make.
Just
Of
met
course
this
he could
guy
swim.
and he's
We
like
just saw
ass
him
slapping
swim.
us into fucking water. He should buy us dinner first.
And it has to be Benihana. Take me to... cheesecake.
me to IHOP.
No, he deserves better than IHOP. He deserves cheesecake. Take him to the Ritz. IHOP is like the poor man's pancake. I'm not dissing IHOP. I mean, it's perfectly good pancakes for the price. I'm just saying it's not a good idea for a first date.
There's a treasure chest somewhere.
I think I saw something. That's another thing about Final Fantasy X too. Is that you can't see the enemies as they come at you. Which I mean, I get
That's most Final Fantasy games up until they like didn't really do well. I don't know how they did it with 11. I know 12 they had like enemies roaming.
You remember when IHOP went through an identity crisis for a while? Like what was it? Like
There
one
it
of those fake Twitter identity crises, or was it like they didn't know how to brand themselves?
Didn't they like want to be the International House of Burgers instead or something?
Oh yeah, I
They were
remember that.
IHOP.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a joke.
Yeah, I do remember that. Now that you mention it. Now that you mention the show. Yeah, that. They changed their name or something as a joke. Oh, I see. Oh, so it was a joke. Okay. Well, I'm not a comedy expert, but yeah.
I think a bunch of old people probably got mad about it. As old people.
I just know that whenever there's that whole, like, whenever corporations on Twitter pretend to be human, it always annoys the shit out of me. Like, when everyone was raving about, like, oh my god, the person who runs, like, or the Wendy's Twitter account or whoever runs it is so sassy. I'm like, it's fucking corporate Twitter. Fuck them.
I don't know. I think Wendy's Twitter channel's kind of funny sometimes.
I hate it. I hate it with every fiber of my being. Like, you're trying to be funny, but you're not. Stop trying to advertise your shitty burgers to me. They're square. Like
Wendy's.
I hate everything about Wendy's. Except for their frosties. Their frosties.
What did Wendy's ever do other than have a Twitter account?
Like shitty square burgers.
You're just racist towards square burgers.
What race is a square burger?
Square cow.
Square cow. Yeah. Are they those cows that look like Minecraft cows?
Probably. You're just racist towards Minecraft.
Good. That's a hill I'll die on. Cinnamon pancake
Wendy's is amazing.
Shell, you're banned. You're banned forever.
See, I like Wendy's for their burgers, and I like Burger King for like their chicken fries, and McDonald's for the French fries. And KFC for just chicken in general.
KFC does have good chicken.
And Taco Bell for raising my blood pressure or anger.
Yeah. Taco Bell, I like Taco Bell. I like the food. But you have to go through hell to get it. Because the people behind the counter, I swear to God, like, you must have to pass an IQ test in order to work at Taco Bell. And
you have to fail the IQ test.
No, what I mean is, like, you have to get below a certain score to work at Taco Bell. Because, like, I ordered, like, a taco or something. It was supposed to come with, like, a large drink, whatever. I forget what exactly the problem was, but it was, like, it was a simple issue that could have been resolved by them just giving me the right size cup. But I was just like, yeah, like, you're supposed to come with this size cup. And it was like, like, what, are you gonna give me the cup? Dude, it's not fucking rocket science. And I don't mean to shit talk people working in fast food. Like, I've worked in fast food. It's not a great job.
I've worked in food for like 11 or 12 years, and
but there are just certain
Taco
things
Bell really tests my patience.
Yeah, there's just things I can't excuse. Like, I mean, like, you know, like McDonald's or Burger King. It's just like you at least can get the sense that like the employees are at least trying,
right?
or like that they at least understand what you're saying. But at Taco Bell, like, everyone must be fucking baked out of their mind. Like, they just, like, came into work stoned, and then they're just like, what?
A major blitz tournament's coming.
I need a large drink.
All the teams in Spear will be there. It's so huge. I'm sure someone there will recognize
Just
you.
give me the large drink, dude. That's what I ordered. It's right here on my
You can go back to your old
receipt.
team, right? It'll be fun. What do you say, huh? Come on, come on.
And Taco Bell is the only fast food place where I've ever, like, every single time I've gone there, it's been some, like, bullshit.
Our team
It's
is
always
gonna
because
rock, eh?
their employees are always stoned. You have to either be baked or have an IQ below 50.
I thought then that Blitzball and Sin were the only two
Every
things
time
that
I go to
Spira and
Taco Bell, there's
Xanarkin
just
had in
always something
common.
wrong with my order, or just like
I wasn't too
I
far
went.
off
I
either.
like ordered off the app once, and this was like 15 minutes before, like I was about to leave out the door, so I put in the order, and I was gonna get there in like 15 minutes, and they hadn't started it yet, and I waited
This is where
inside
I
for like
was
half
born.
an hour.
I started blitz
And
when
I think
was
another
5.
customer was complaining,
I
and
joined
they
the
were just
Aurochs
like,
at
"We're
13,
short-staffed
10
right
years
now.
ago.
Like,
10
it
years.
takes time to get the
We
orders
never
done."
won a
But you
game.
could very clearly see and
Well,
hear them just complaining
after
about how
last
people
year's
didn't show up to
tournament,
work, and like
they
they
quit.
weren't actually doing
Time
anything out
seemed
back,
right.
Yeah.
just complaining. And it's like I'm sure they are short-staffed. I'm not disputing that, but also
Yeah.
like you're not really helping your case by just standing there
Yeah. It was,
for 20
So,
minutes complaining
After
about
quitting,
it.
I got this new job,
Steak and
yeah?
Shake was the worst
But
service
every
you ever
time
had.
my mind
Oh,
wandered,
give us the tea
thought
on that,
about the
Kenny.
game.
The heck's a steak and
10
shake?
years without a
Oh,
single
Steak and
win will
Shake?
do that.
Do you not have Steak and Shakes in New
My
England?
first match
not that I've
last year
seen.
was my.
Okay, well,
But
it's
something
basically
else was on my mind.
it's
Couldn't focus.
Nice excuse.
well, it's both a sit-down
Hey, hey.
restaurant and a drive-through,
So
but
you
it's
want
like
to win the next
a little
tournament?
more
Go out with a bang.
nicer than like the average fast food place
So
because
what's
like
our goal?
when you sit down
I
at the
don't
restaurant,
care how
like
we
a waiter
do.
actually waits on you.
Long as we play our
So
We're
best,
talking like Applebee's quality, but also like a
we
takeout
give
place
it our
or
all,
a fast food place.
I can walk
Um,
away happy.
I've never been to Applebee's, so I
no,
can't
no,
say.
no,
but
no.
Like
If
generic,
I say
like chain
what's our
restaurant
goal,
quality.
You say
yeah, it's
victory.
like a diner kind of.
When you
with
play
the
in a blitzball
drive-through.
tournament, you play to win.
But yeah, my mom likes the
Victory.
fries. I don't like their fries because they're really thin.
You're
I
serious?
feel like it's mostly crust and no burrito.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom likes them.
Oh wait,
The burgers are
maybe I
pretty
can do
good.
the thing with Waka where if I go just slow enough, he like spazzes out.
Try it.
I think I gotta be on the next. Oh, yep.
Do it again.
Hang on. You'll see it better on the next screen. Yeah.
Left, right, right, right. He's walking with only his right foot.
Come on. There we go.
Does Devin have a Shake Shack? Do you have Shake Shack?
No, we don't. We got like Johnny Rockets, which I think is like the closest thing to that.
I think it might be. Have you ever had Five Guys? I've never had Five Guys, but I think it's kind of.
I like Five Guys.
Yeah, I don't know if Five Guys has.
The one from the
if
sea.
they have.
Be on guard. There are fiends on the
No,
road
it's
today.
like you like order at a counter
After
and
surviving your run-in
yeah,
with
they
Sid,
call you
you'd
up
be
to grab
ashamed
your
if
stuff.
something happened now.
But no.
I mean, maybe some have a waiter, but not any
Who
that
are
I've
they?
seen.
Yeah.
Culver's,
Culver's, and I know you probably have never had
Huh?
a Culver's because Culver's is a
Cruise
chain
of
that started in
what?
Wisconsin.
What,
They're
you
slowly
forgot
starting to
that
branch
too?
out to other Midwestern states. I think they
Hey,
right now
sorry.
they go as far as
Don't
like,
worry
Ohio,
about it. I'll help you out.
maybe Pennsylvania. I'm not really sure, but it's
Cool.
only really in the Midwest
In
right
return, come tournament
And,
time,
they have
I'll make sure
good
we
food.
take the cup.
now. Good dairy too.
About the Crusaders, you can ask them yourself. They got a lodge
Five Guys
in
that
their
was in
village.
my city like closed down, so the closest one is in South Portland, but it's over by the mall, and they have like such a long wait because it's the only one in the area.
Yeah.
Come on, Waka, have a spaz. Yeah.
But
there
yeah,
you go.
Culver's. It's also one of those like nicer fast food restaurants. They don't really have wait staff, but like you order at the counter and then they give you like a plastic number and then they'll bring the food out to you, which is nice. And they're always really friendly. I mean, you know,
Visade Village.
they're only doing that
They
because
got
they
any
have to.
food
but
there?
They're not
We'll
doing
get you
it because they
something over
like
there
me.
later. Take a look around first. Let's see. The Crusaders' Lodge is over yonder. Luzu and Gata are usually there.
They have ice cream and like
All
shakes
right.
and all sorts of like ice cream products that.
I remember when Five Guys started
Over here.
doing shakes,
Huh?
but I didn't
What's
really
up?
like them because it's like literally just vanilla
You remember
shake
the
with
prayer,
like
right?
stuff added to it.
Like the syrup and all that.
Yeah.
Of course, I'd never
Like
prayed
they don't
before
even make the
in my
chocolate
life.
one with chocolate ice
Not
cream.
that
It's
he would
just
know
vanilla
that.
with chocolate syrup, and it's like,
You
ugh.
must have forgot or something.
Did you ever
Here, I'll show
you
you.
get ice cream with the chocolate syrup on top? Well, not like chocolate syrup, but it's the stuff that like hardens as it cools.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
used to get that as a kid.
I love that stuff. When I was a kid, I used to call
Go
it
ahead, you
chocolate
try.
cracks. I didn't.
I called it like the
Chocolate.
turtle chocolate because I think at least where like the stuff that I got had the mascot was a turtle.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it was like a ice cream and it's like a crack.
Yeah.
I think the stuff that we had the turtle on it too, but I just
It's
call it
not
chocolate
bad.
cracks. I want the
Okay,
chocolate
now,
cracks.
go present
Waka,
yourself
do
to
you
the
know
temple
how to
summoner.
pray to God?
Any blitzball player would
maybe.
know that prayer. It was the blitzball sign for victory.
We have Five Guys where I work, and I live in a town that we got a Culversville. Oh, okay. Midwest gang. Oh, I love how the trees, like the palm trees, are rocking back and forth.
This guy's just staring at this broken down house, and I'm here to steal all of the belongings.
The first time I saw a palm tree was like, I mean, obviously I knew what palm trees looked like from like pictures and whatever, but like the first time I had seen a palm tree in person was when I think I was like 9 years old. We went to California. We got off the plane and I was just like, whoa, like actual pine trees. We went out west. I think we were in Wyoming at the time. We were at this like campsite in Wyoming. And out there, like, it's not unusual to see guys wearing cowboy hats. And I saw, for some reason, I thought that cowboys were fictional, fictional beings. So I was like, whoa, it's a real cowboy. I didn't know they were real.
Hey, you! You were attacked by Sin, right? Recently, was it?
These, like,
I think so.
earbuds sometimes to make my
So,
ear
Sin
itch.
can't be
I'm sorry.
far, right?
Not your
You're not
fault,
hiding
sorry.
anything, are you?
Why would I?
If Sin's nearby, it'll attack the island for sure. But it hasn't. I wonder why.
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything. To tell the truth,
I think it was at that same
don't even know what the
campsite.
Crusaders
Well,
are.
it was.
You're kidding,
It was
right?
a campsite, but it was more
Sin,
for RVs. But we
toxin.
were able to pitch our
Gotta
tent there too.
tell him who we are.
And,
Yes, sir. The
There was this
Crusaders are
girl there
sworn to
who was
battle
about
Sin.
my age.
We
and I
have
think she had a
chapters
crush on
throughout
me.
Spira,
And I didn't
accepting
really know.
all who wish to join our struggle.
Like, I mean, I didn't really
the
know
hero
how
Mihan
to.
formed
well,
the
that,
Crusaders 800 years
and I
ago
think
as
I-
the
like, I-
Crimson Blades.
I don't know. I forgot
Later,
what I.
our ranks grew and we called ourselves the
I
Crusaders.
just remember I was just
We've been
like, wait,
fighting
what,
Sin
what
ever
am I supposed
since.
to do about this?
What? You've been fighting 800 years and
I
you
was
still
like-
haven't beat it?
8 years old.
Well, we've steered Sin away
I
from
don't
towns
think I knew
many
how to
times.
handle that at 8 years old
And that's
either.
all
I'm
we
just
can
gonna,
do.
ew.
Nobody's ever been able to defeat it.
Carol.
Our mission
like,
as
we
Crusaders
can
is
be
to protect the
friends.
temples, towns, villages, and people of Spira.
So, then whose job is it to defeat Sin?
That was a
Is
very
Sin's
like
toxin
Western
really this bad, sir?
campsite. They had
It
square
does seem
dancing
rather
and
bad.
like they had this like
We
sort
could
of
just tell
community
you, but I think it better for you
center,
to try and remember.
whatever. It was like a little building,
pray
and they
at
had
the temple.
square dancing in there.
Perhaps Yevon will help you
It was interesting.
regain your memory.
Interesting little place. It didn't really feel like you were camping because there were no trees. It was just like a big field, and they had a pool.
Go present yourself to the
I'll present myself, okay.
All right.
Time to present myself.
Okay. Sounds good.
Like they're gentle.
It was then, standing in that place, I began to realize how different this world was from my own.
Just imagine you get thrust into the future.
And everybody's Catholic.
Everyone's Catholic, but for baseball. They worship soccer players.
10 years have passed
Like
since
Brett
Lord Roscoe
Favre.
became High Summoner. And
Brett
finally,
Favre.
we receive a statue for our temple.
Well, what's a high summoner?
Ditka. It's got some beers at Ditka's.
Stop bears.
Stop
I got
bears.
too close to Sin's toxin.
What? He got close to this stuff. And everyone's like, oh, you're a holy man.
It was funny hearing myself make the same excuse
You got brain
over and
damage.
over. Funny and a little sad.
The summoners are practitioners of a sacred art, sworn to protect the people of Yevon. Only a chosen few become summoners, who call forth entities of great power, the Aeons. The Aeons hear our prayers and come down to us. They are the blessing of Yevon.
So what he meant was that we should respect some kind of great men, or something like that, I figured.
I don't want to full on mute the microphone.
Huh?
I wasn't ready to full on mute the microphone. Sometimes it's the button's finicky. That's that red button mutes the microphone. Doggy, go say hi to the dog. Is that? I wish we could zoom in on the dog's face, because I know in one of the Final Fantasy games, it wasn't this one, but one of the Final Fantasy games, the dog had a really fucked up face.
No, I think they have a normal face in this one.
Okay, good. Well, no, that's not good.
Sorry,
I can't laugh at that.
Take a nap. You look pushed.
Here's like the lightning returns. The lightning returns, dog.
You could at least go see how they are doing.
We can't interfere. It's a rule.
But it's been nearly.
Oh, it's time for a flashback.
Yeah, we're having a dream.
But it's been nearly.
It's been nearly a day already.
Perhaps you could go look for us.
He's only been missing a day.
People are searching for him now.
They have really short attention spans. They're like, he's gone a day, he's dead.
Yeah, like isn't like the time limit for missing adult like a certain?
Who cares
Forget how many
whether he
of
comes
these
back or not?
But it's more than just
But
20.
he might die. Fine, let him.
But he would have my die. Good.
Hold on.
Do you hate
This
him
is
so?
the best quote coming up here.
But if he dies, you'll never be able to tell him how much you hate him.
That's a good way to teach your kid how to process the potential death of your father. Well, you know, he
Well, she
died.
kind of wasn't really a very good mom either. She
poor
like
thing.
ignored him because she liked her husband too much.
She wanted that dick too much.
She couldn't manage how to maintain a relationship with more than one person.
But if he dies, you'll never be able to tell him how much you hate him. The music that it plays whenever Jack shows up on screen. 'Cause it sounds like King of the Hill music.
Is something wrong?
The summoner hasn't returned
Just
from the
imagine
trial.
Jack,
Eh?
Orin,
Well, apprentice summoner
Nebraska
really.
all hanging around, drinking beers.
There's a
but-
room in there called the Cloister of Trials.
Sure,
Beyond
somebody's
is where
probably
the
made
apprentice
that.
summoner prays. If the prayer is heard, the apprentice becomes a fully fledged summoner. Remember?
I really hope we get to a
So
part
someone
where
is in there somewhere and they haven't come
playing
back
that
out.
Jack
Right,
King
I
of the
got
Hill
it.
music.
A day's already gone by.
Is it particularly dangerous in there?
Ugh, my boy
Sometimes, yes.
Titus ain't right. He
Why
ain't
don't you
good
go
at
in and help?
football and he cries too much.
There's already guardians in there. Besides, it's forbidden.
Hey, but what if something happens? What if the summoner dies?
Our precepts must be obeyed.
Like I care.
Dang it, Titus. You come back here.
Boy, he ain't right.
You're not strong enough
Maybe
to brave the
this
trials,
wasn't
boy.
such a good idea after all.
Titus is too smooth-brained for this.
Yep. Where do I go? Dang it, Titus, you come back this instant. Dang it, Titus, that trial was not meant for someone like you. It's only for summoners and their guardians, who are neither a summoner nor a guardian.
I don't know what that is either. also says, like, you can only carry one sphere at a time, and it's like, bitch, I got 2 hands.
And 2 feet.
I got enough.
Cheers.
I just would have balls in his mouth.
He's got ball slapping against his chin.
Also annoying for some of these puzzles too, because then I had to like backtrack to like a place and put a sphere down, pick up another one.
You gotta go backwards to go forwards. Like when you go
down
up in the
to
tower.
go, you gotta go up to go down to go up.
You have to go down to go up, yeah.
You gotta go up to go down.
Yeah, that's a little inside joke. When we were going to, well, we're trying to get into the Sears Tower, in order to get to the sky deck, you had to actually go down 2 levels. And then they would take you up. Well, obviously we didn't go up. It was the same thing for the John Hancock building. You had to go downstairs. Like a couple Actually, no, it was just 1 level. You had to go down. But it's kind of fun. You have to go down to go up, I guess. We were total tourists today. That's okay. We're allowed to be tourists.
I almost tripped and died
Every once in a while.
when I saw the big buildings.
Oh yeah, he almost tripped over himself. Never seen a building so big.
I ain't never been to a big city before.
It's been to Boston.
Been to Boston. It's been a long time since I've been to Boston, though.
It's a pet, like, no problem. I'm not afraid at all. We saw an asshole on the
Yeah.
And he was driving a German car. I don't know what it is
And
about
he was
people.
being obnoxious.
Yes. And I don't know what it is about people who drive German cars, whether it be a BMW, Volkswagen. It was a Volkswagen in this case.
It was a Nazi car.
Yeah, and I think Audis are also German cars. But it's just like, and I understand it's complete confirmation bias, but I do notice a trend in asshole drivers driving German cars, and I think it's maybe because they think that because they're driving an expensive German car, that it entitles them to be an asshole, cut you off in traffic, and do whatever the
Yeah, the sparkly thing back there resets it. Bless you.
Thank you.
I just grabbed a thing. Thank you.
Hey! What's gotten into you? Hey, it's okay. Only summoners, apprentice summoners, and their guardians can enter here. It's a tradition, very important.
So what about you?
Movies. I think it's because the air's
I'm a
right.
guardian.
Yeah.
A guardian?
Oh, bogeys. Thank you.
That Waka is usually like pretty extremely like religious and
Summoners
like,
go on a pilgrimage
but
to pray
he's
at
just
every
like
temple
chill
in
about
Spira.
Titus being here.
Yeah,
Guardians
pretty
protect
much.
Like, oh yeah, you just totally like did the biggest
Guardians
like
in there now.
blasphemy ever and
One of
messed
them's
everything
got a
up,
short
but whatever.
fuse,
It's
and
cool.
who knows what the
Yeah,
others
he's
think. Well,
this is the
now that we
distant.
come this
It's very
far,
distant. Yeah, he's
might as well go all the way.
he's simultaneously very like he's simultaneously a religious zealot, but also like a chill surfer dude.
And also he's
What are you
racist.
doing here?
And he's racist, yeah.
Didn't think we'd be able to
Just this
handle it.
really odd
No,
combination.
it's just.
It just goes to show you anybody can be racist.
See, I
Even
told you
chill
she gets
surfer
mad.
dudes who are also religious zealots.
Is the summoner all right?
Who are you?
Who are you? Damn, You're just chugging that water now.
I drink fast, I'm sorry.
You gotta pace yourself.
Get thirsty.
Oh, cinematic.
Talking made me thirsty.
Well, that's okay. I got plenty of water. I got plenty of Wawa. And we can get more Wawa tomorrow. We're going to the next store.
Caught by the furry.
Kimari, happy hour. Oh, we should tell that story again. I know I told it before, but I think it's better when you tell it.
Oh yeah, there's like a part of the game where you play as Yuna for a little bit, and you have to like go around and find
I've done it.
like Warren, Lulu, and Kimari, because you basically just go to like prison and you get like the death sentence and you get thrown into like this dungeon. But like all of the characters are just kind of waiting out on like the map, and you like come across them, but you still like encounter enemies.
Man, was I surprised.
And I think when Henry was visiting, it was just Yuna, and we were like coming up to Kimari, and an enemy attacks us, and Kimari's just there watching Yuna get attacked by these monsters, just like, Kimari, happy hour. Kimari, no work.
Kimari not in party yet, so it's not Kimari's problem. Kimari,
Some guardian Kimari is.
He's just there with a cocktail. He's just like, Kimari, time to sell.
He's like in death prison, and he's just like with a cocktail, like.
Kimari, happy hour. Hey, Ad. Everyone.
Ad.
Ad. That's a familiar face.
The gang's all here.
The gang's all here.
Hey, over here.
Oh, time to leave.
Everyone wants to meet Devan. No one wants to see me. They're all here for him.
It's because I'm pretty.
Yeah, I know.
Oh boy, we get to see the titty bird.
You've got that femboy charm.
Ow!
Wait till you see this.
He's wrestling
I
in
can't
the-
see anything.
Ready.
Give him a Dougie while you're at.
Okay.
You don't have to lie to Henry. You guys just want to see me.
Yeah, I know. Everyone is doing good tonight, I think. Devan's almost done with his second bottle of water, and he finished his coffee. He's the one playing the game, not me. See?
Henry doesn't like to play real games.
Yes, I don't like to play turn-based RPGs. I'm playing this game completely hands-free. Just here
Hey everybody, what are we get to name this Aeon when we get it. What are we gonna name it?
Oh yeah! Let's, everyone put your suggestions
It's
for
a bird with tits.
Tittis. No, that's not creative. Way too crazy now, Devan. You're gonna get drunk on water. Okay, guys. Ideas. Tell us what you want to name this bird.
That's right, stroke the bird.
Rose came to mind. That's what I offer. It has to. It's not. That's not offensive enough.
Yeah, no, it has to be upsetting.
It has to make me cry when I go to bed at night.
I had never seen anything like it in my life. Sure, it was a little scary, but still, I could feel a strange kind of gentleness coming from it.
He's saying that, and it's just like Andrew there. That bird blasted off.
That was
Jeez.
cool. Got a blast!
Yeah, like the cutscene kind of picked that one moment to suddenly speed up, and it was like, "Meow."
Or like that hidden cutscene from Rod Yellow Stories where Quasar flies off and she's just like, "Meow." What that was for? What?
Ah.
Oh, it's a Swedish ah. Oh wait, I got one. I got an idea for you.
Go Neom. Its name can be Neom.
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 Yeah, that's even better.
Oh wait, no, it's got the Russian B.
That's not a Russian B. That's a German S.
Oh, is it German S?
Yes.
I thought it was Russian.
No, it's called an S set. It represents two S's.
It can be boobs, but with Russian.
Wait a second. I got a better idea.
We're gonna get demonetized.
That's okay. As long as nobody makes a big stink about it. It's in your hands now.
I remember.
It's just some symbols and a Y. And
we talked for the first time.
That's all.
I didn't know it then.
Oh, maybe I should have
but
left
after
out
that
the nips,
night,
because the bird doesn't
everything
have nips.
changed.
Tell them it's meal
for
presenting
everyone.
nips.
Okay, yeah, they're milk
For
presenting
me.
nips. Okay, cool. Sounds good to me.
Let me introduce
Titus
you
is
to the
just
team.
staring right
This
up
guy
at
here
the
wants
sky.
into the tournament so bad, I let him on the team.
There's too many characters. The
His
game's gonna lag.
memory's a little fuzzy, so don't mind him if he says
So
anything
don't
odd.
mind him.
Come on, say hi.
Come on, say hi. This is actually making it better.
Hi, guys.
It's messing it up, but it's making it better.
So what's our goal?
To do our best!
Oh, please.
Nope, we got a
That's
new
loser
goal.
Like
talk.
that Titus is just like,
Our new goal is victory. To win every match, defeat every opposing team,
For that.
to
I
bring the
know.
Crystal
But
Cup back to our island.
Chef's kiss.
That's all we need to do to win. Easy, huh?
all the times I've played this game, I've never won, like, the tournament that's part of the storyline.
Which one? Oh, the Blitzball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Victory! 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 Victory!
Her mouth looked really weird in that scene. That little clip right there.
I don't like how they slowed down. That got kind of creepy.
They're in some weird cult.
We had a healthy goal, but then we decided to throw some toxic masculinity in there.
We're gonna kick their asses. We're gonna ride their ass.
You heathen!
Stay away from the summoner! You're a bad man!
Yeah, well, you have poofy underwear.
Be careful.
But it was really my fault to begin with.
Our goal was to do our best but lose, but now our goal is to win.
I'm Yuna.
We're not here to make
Thank you
friends.
so much for your help earlier.
Huh? I'm sorry about that. Wasn't I not supposed to? Guess I kind of overreacted.
Oh no, I was overconfident.
It's like I prayed too
I saw that
overconfidently.
Aeon thing. That's amazing.
Really?
I had too much faith in.
Do you think I can become High
in,
Summoner?
I left too much of the wheel to Jesus.
Yeah.
Lady
I
Yuna,
realized that
come play
Jesus
with
only
me
had his
some
driving
more.
permit. He didn't have a full license.
So, tomorrow then.
Tomorrow?
We're going on the same boat, aren't we?
Oh, really?
We can talk more.
Huh.
You
We
can
could talk more.
tell me all about
Huh.
Xanarkin.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay.
He's
That,
cute, yeah?
I'm gonna give. It's finally showing me who followed, who else followed. Tentacles are gluten free. That's a funny name.
Then we're cool.
I like that.
Hey, but what if she, like, comes on to me?
Or oops.
That's not going to
I'm not sure if
happen.
they're still here. but
If you
hopefully
get
they
tired,
are.
let me know. I had a bed made for you.
Let's see what they're all about.
Also, there's an affection component to this game, which is like kind of like has a minor impact on some cutscenes. So we have to be mean to everybody except Orin.
Stay
So we're
away
gonna
from
date
the
Orin?
summoner!
Yes.
Cool. Sounds like a
Stay
plan.
away from the summoner!
I just like when she says that.
Stay away from the summoner!
So she only says that when you get near, or like, do you have to actually press the talk button?
No, it's only when you walk.
Stay
walk up
away
there.
from the summoner!
I know we're not going to get to the point,
Stay away!
we're not going to get to the point
Ready for bed.
within the time span that you're here, but
Good.
the
Sleep
part
tight.
out when you're on the airship and Riku's dad is like, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good.
That one chick is sleeping in like her armor. That can't be comfortable.
Well, it's like when Ridley was spazzing out on the floor and she's wearing those like spiky shoulder pads. She looks really uncomfortable. I get going to bed now. You have a good rest of your stream. I'll see you in a few days. Thank
Okay,
you, Shell.
have a good
We
night,
will
Shell.
see you later. Can't wait to meet up with you.
Where's that boat?
I know Devan can. He's
Everyone
got
will
something for
find
you.
us if it doesn't come soon.
Now you ruined the surprise.
You really sure this is
Yeah, you
okay?
are.
Would
Thank you,
you
sir. May I have another?
take me to Xanarkand?
Yeah.
Will you take me to Xanarkand?
Awkwardly running in place. That was another awkward Titus moment.
Oh, hey,
That was in that like signs.
I thought Waka told you not to get any ideas.
He did.
I have a bad habit of talking too much.
Yeah, so you're coming with me.
Hey,
Stay away from the summoner.
You with a woman? You can't even catch a ball.
Ooh.
They're not women,
Oh,
they're
what's
girls.
the matter?
And they have cooties.
Gonna cry again? Cry. That's the only thing you're good for.
He also only has plate armor on one arm.
Huh? What'd you say?
You have to speak loudly.
I hate you!
Fuck you, Dad. I hate you.
You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. Tell your dad you hate him.
you!
He's dead, okay? Dead.
Jack's plate armor is weaker than his abs. Yeah, he's got beer good.
His beer abs.
His
He does
beer
look
abs.
a lot like Chapu. I was
Like Jarvis.
surprised too, the first time I saw him. But no matter what
I don't know about
he looks
the
like,
real beer story.
he isn't Chapu. You shouldn't have
I
brought
mean, it
him
happened
here
to
in
you.
the first place.
Okay, fine, I'll tell the story. Look at all those belts. She's got more belts than Genius has.
Excuses again?
Yeah,
She's
but
that goth girlfriend.
That's
Yeah,
it.
goth, yeah.
No more. Enough, Waka.
I don't know why this particular scene needs to be animated like that. I mean, I'm not complaining, but
Because it's important to the story.
okay. So anyway, around Christmas, I was video calling with. Oh, I was at my
Scary.
sister's house, and Dad was there too.
So,
And I was
who's
video
Chapu?
calling Devan.
my little brother.
That way, I had my earphones
Chapu.
in, so nobody else could hear him.
Look
But-
like you.
My sister had this
He's dead?
ginger beer stuff, which is it's non-alcoholic. It's basically like ginger
He
ale.
was with the Crusaders when they
And
fought Sin
she was
last
asking
year.
like my dad if he wanted a ginger beer, and he's like,
didn't
"I'll have a
make
real beer." And Devin thought it was so funny. He started
first heard
bursting
on
out
the day
laughing,
of
which
the
is why it's a good thing that
oh, so
But,
that's why.
I had my earphones in.
I became a guardian to fight Sin, yeah?
Revenge then?
That was the idea. I'm more worried about a stupid game now than avenging my brother. Well, after the next tournament, I'll be a guardian full
Wouldn't that
time.
mean that he just warned and moved on?
I know it kind of looks like I'm using you,
How's
but
that?
I'm not.
He's just like, I'm more
worry.
concerned with the game than avenging my
I owe you
brother.
a lot.
Doesn't that just mean you moved on?
Yeah, I guess so.
Isn't
You
that
really
what you should do? Isn't
Help
that
me
healthy?
out, you know?
No, he
What
still
I
has
mean
to.
is,
We only promote toxic
Thanks.
behaviors here
Waka.
and full-blown male titties out.
In this house,
Stop.
We stand.
You're embarrassing me.
Revenge. And yes, male titties too. We're presenting nips that are on our bird.
In fact, all the titties are out. Everybody's titties are out.
I'm so thankful that they give you the option to put punctuation marks in your bird's name, your aunt's name.
As well as German B.
Yeah. No, German S. It's an S set.
That is very clearly a B.
S set. Weissenburger.
Hey, sleepyhead. Something I want to give you.
Whoa! You're giving this to me?
Yeah, use it well.
It's a sword made out of water.
It's a water sword. And it's
That's the
shaped
sword
like
you
a
gave
fish
Chapu?
hook.
Well, you never used it.
My mom
Where's Yuna?
sort of instilled
We're
the,
taking the same boat as Yuna,
the
right?
fear of
Why do we gotta wait
fishing
here?
hooks
Yuna came to
inside
this
me from
village
my
10
really
years
young
ago,
age.
when the last
I was
calm
more
started.
rational. I was
Since
more
then,
afraid of
she's been
fishing
like a little
hooks
sister to me
than
and
I
Lulu.
probably really
But
need
she
to be. I
has
mean,
talent.
obviously, like a
She
fishing
became an
hook is
apprentice.
not a pleasant thing
Now,
to be
today,
to
she
get
lives as a
stuck
summoner.
with.
This is
But this
our
one time I
journey.
was at
We should
a
leave
dam.
together.
And, like right next to the dam, there was like this little gazebo where you could like picnic and whatever. And there was this stupid.
You really don't need
Well, I
that
wouldn't say the
luggage.
kid was stupid. I think the parents
They're
were
not
stupid
really
for
my
letting the kid
things.
play with the
They're
fishing hook.
gifts for the
But the
temples which you
kid,
visit.
like,
This isn't a vacation.
he
I guess
he cast his line at me and
I
it got
guess you're
stuck on my pants. And like, he was laughing and his stupid parents who
Okay,
let him play with
off
the
we go.
fishing line were laughing, and I was like fucking crying because I was afraid that he was gonna get stuck in my skin. And I was like terrified, like irrationally afraid of getting stabbed by a fishing hook.
I was always afraid of like getting it stuck in my eyeball when I would cast it.
Yeah. That sounds like one of the 1,000 Ways to Die. I know earlier we were talking about that 1,000 Ways to Die where the guy, he was fishing and he caught a fish and like he reeled it back, but the fish went straight into his mouth. I don't know how he got a full fish in his mouth. He got lodged in his throat, and he couldn't pull it out because when he would pull it out this way, the scales would like scrape against his throat. So he ended up suffocating. That dog.
Also, a cool fact: if after all that happens and before you leave, if you talk to the store person, she tells you that her dog picked up something weird. Come talk to the dog. It gives you this gross thing, and then Titties learns a new attack.
That dog's back legs look weird when it sits down. Did you see that?
Stop making fun of the dog. The dog's doing its best. Whoa. I never noticed that. What's wrong with its legs? I hate this dog.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That dog has really weird legs.
Thank you for pointing that out. I'll never be able to unsee that now.
Well, I know
This
that
game.
it wouldn't be the first time that this franchise has fucked up a dog. Dog's anatomy.
Here comes
So
one
I was
now.
just looking for errors at this point. Oh my
Why
god!
don't you try out that
That
sword
dog looks
again?
malnourished.
It's a fiend.
A fiend?
Yeah,
Does it look malnourished?
because I killed it.
Okay.
No problem.
Not too shabby. You kept up with him pretty well. Might make a good guardian someday. A flyer. My kind of customer.
Looks like it's got a shovel for it.
It's an arrow.
Is it an arrow?
As you know, everything evolved in this game specifically to try and murder humans.
Yeah. Everything is just... That's the funny thing, too. In video games, all wild animals are immediately hostile towards humans. But in reality, and like, yeah, there are some animals that will
Watch
attack
this!
humans, but for the most part, they'll just run away and always going for the human part of it. but that's not the case with video games. They're like,
You can't beat 'em down. You gotta use magic of an element they don't like.
Magic?
they just come at you with full force.
Let's have our black mage show you what I mean. Lou, you're up.
Clueless, aren't you? Good thing I'm here.
She's got her stuffed animal.
Yeah, she got her plushies.
Spells of ice work well against fire
You
fiends.
got Zane.
And ice fiends are weak against fire magic.
She got
You
a piece
follow?
of Moogle.
I get fire and ice, but what about lightning and water?
Lightning and water are opposed, just like fire and ice. This one here is a water fiend, which means
Use lightning.
Take that
Looks more like gelatin pudding.
It's a flan. Actually, don't really know what it's called.
It would be funny if it was called a flan.
I think there is enemies that are called that.
Yeah, but they don't
Take
look
your
like
time.
flan.
I think weirdly in like Final Fantasy IX, they actually did. They looked like weird flan with like angry faces on it.
Ha.
Let's get going, man.
Well, that's appropriate.
We're gonna wait.
Huh?
Are you ready?
What's going on?
That was a
It's
water
an
flan?
ancient custom. People leaving the
Yeah,
island
something
pray
like that.
here for a
So
safe
that
trip.
thing that we just fought was actually
Chapu
called a flan.
didn't pray
Think
that
so?
day.
I don't remember.
Said he'd miss his boat.
Okay, very, very good. Very good.
Oh, praying causes the game to lag.
And also, Lulu's hair to spaz out.
Lulu's hair always spazzes out. She's got weird hair physics.
So same thing with Riku too.
Especially Riku's hair.
That should do it.
Oh, and this also goes without saying, if there ever comes a point where, since you're at the controls, if you get tired of playing or whatever, just let me know.
I can play this game for hours.
Yeah, I know you can. I've watched you play for hours. Oh, whoa! Kimari not happy hour.
Yeah. It's Kumari's angry hour.
Kimari angry hour.
Kumari needs Snickers.
Kimari Snickers hour.
You're not you when you're angry.
Well, I like how it says boss, question mark, question. Have we learned Kamari's name yet?
No.
Oh, okay. That was an easy overdrive.
And we killed him.
I think I still have
That's
that.
enough.
Did I ever show you my Will Kamari thing?
I think you showed me a picture of it, but not like.
Yeah,
the
maybe
real
I can
version.
pull the Kamari out.
What's
go find
with that guy?
Forgot where I put my figure.
Kimari Ronso of the Ronso tribe. He's learned the fiend's way of fighting.
That's not what I meant.
He's another Yuna's guardians.
Huh?
Sometimes we don't understand him either. Kamari doesn't talk much anyway.
Hmm.
But he has protected me since I was a child.
Huh.
Well, he's gone. I'll just do this.
It goes.
I don't know. You can show me later.
No, I have to show you now.
Please help me. I'm scared. I don't know what to do with these people.
Okay.
You're watching me, expecting me to do something.
Where is he? Where's Kamari? I do remember placing them somewhere else, all my little indirect toys. I don't remember where. I guess we're not going to see Kamari today.
You see Kamari in the game.
Yeah, I know.
It's his happy hour.
It was a Kamari figurine where he was holding a bottle of Coke.
A flyer! That's your department, right?
True, but,
Hey, Waka, you could kill that.
why
It's a
don't we let
bird,
our
right?
summoner
Waka
show
is
us what
like,
she's made of?
You can throw a ball at it.
No.
Your first real battle. Let's see some style.
Show us what your training has taught you, Yuna.
They're like all her guardians that are supposed to like protect her, and then they just bring her out and be like, okay, here you go.
Yeah, they're not very good guardians.
Your turn.
What's the point of being a guardian if you're not going to guard?
That's great. Tits next to the health bar.
It's an action.
Furry.
Or I'm just trying to like remember where I took them. 'Cause I had not just a Kamari one, but I had some spirits. I had them up there for the bulk of it. I got Jack earlier too, though. They're there. The whole 99 fly super boss appears. Hey Walker, you want to be players, right? Here you go, Waka. I'm just gonna delegate this to you. Oh, Titus. Oh, Titus. Who's calling me?
Somebody's calling you?
No, that's the joke.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks. I couldn't see. Oh, I can't see at all.
Another one of those. No problem. Leave this one to me, huh? Say
Sometimes
good
I gotta
night,
start
birdie.
fidgeting with stuff.
Yeah, and since he's not playing, he's gonna fidget double time.
Yeah, I'm gonna fidget a lot. Somebody's gotta stop it.
Maybe that.
No, now you're fidgeting with it.
You're right, I gotta kill this bird. With apparently a stuffed animal. See?
Don't underestimate that stuffed animal. It's seen more battle than you have in your life. Yeah.
Bird is lagging.
Some of the ticks are
No, we need to kill it by ourselves. If we bring out the tits too much, we'll get demonetized. We don't want that.
yeah. And I'm clearly making 99% of my income off of Twitch.
Yep. Set it on fire. Fire. So I like that we met Kamari, but he doesn't even join our party. He's just like, I'm gonna walk ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Screw you guys.
Sorry.
He went to go eat that Snickers by himself.
Yeah. Kimari got shares. I think he just yelped.
Well, yeah, because we killed the frickin' dog. Oh yeah, there's a water plant.
Oh.
Dad was right.
Dad was right. Dad's always right.
Of course Dad's always right.
Well, well, well.
I need to sit with better posture. As I go back to hunching over again. I'll put the stuff.
I wonder if I should change the title to something else, because I think the last time well, I'm not really sure. I think the last time I had die in like a stream title, I got deleted from Twitch.
Weird.
I don't know. I just want to play it safe, so I'm just gonna change things. Well, I'll change it later. I don't think it's gonna get deleted right away.
It's just getting deleted as we film it.
Yeah. Back to Twitch.
Don't say that. Now it's definitely going to get deleted.
I know. People actually being harassed, and then they focus on, oh, you said a bad word, and it's not actually a bad word. Mary! Mary's here.
Hi, Mary.
Oh, hi. Just playing Final Fantasy X. And there's Kamari.
Having his happy hour.
That kid looks like Rinka. I think it's like the green, the green headband. He's great. If Jack were your dad, he'd tell you to stop crying.
Goodbye.
We're good. Does that guy have nipples on his back?
Why you gotta make fun of the guy with the nipples on his back? Maybe he's self-conscious about it.
Okay, well, I just pointed it out.
Way to body shame.
Yeah. We're doing good. I think Devan's really enjoying this new game that he's never played before.
I'm not. I hate this game.
Yeah, I think... I'm not really sure if they put the texture on back. It really did look like he had nipples on his back.
It could be that the game's like glitching, who knows?
Could be. I'm not sure if I saw it incorrectly. Maybe I can put
Titus
it or
just
something.
like assaults somebody.
Titus commits murder.
No, just sexual assault. And theft.
He can get away with it. He's a protagonist. Finished a book tonight and started another. Like, finished as in reading or finished as in writing? Either way, that's cool. Tell us a little bit about it. Finished reading, okay. Hey. Anyone can write it.
Yeah, just look at 50 Shades of Grey.
We were actually just talking about that earlier. Because we were talking about how, like plagiarizing your own, like, is it considered, okay, here's a question for you guys. Is it considered plagiarism if you like rehash a piece that you already did? Or, like,
Come to think
a
of it, I
project in
haven't told you
school.
where we're
'Cause
going.
When I was in school, I remember once I had to write a
First to
short
Kilika
story,
Island.
and I didn't
Then
feel
we
like
changed boats
writing a
and head
new
for
story,
Luca.
so I basically just
For that,
took
though,
a fan
we must
fiction that
gotta
I had
pray at the
already
temple.
written and I changed the
I'll be
characters'
guardian.
names.
We'll
So
be
is
praying
that
for the
plagiarism?
Aurochs victory too. So you come along,
Because
yeah?
technically I already wrote it. It's
Great
just,
plan.
I wrote it, but I'm
Hey,
just reusing
it is a great plan.
repurposing it.
Don't look at me.
Because that's where the conversation about 50 Shades of Grey came from. Because it was originally a Twilight fan fiction, and she just
I don't
the
know
author just
who you
changed
are
the names of the
or
characters.
where you came from.
It was the second of
We'll
two
be
books
praying for
in
the
series.
Aurochs victory
Pretty
too.
good.
So you come
Good.
along, yeah?
Word is, that summoner's got noble blood.
I heard she's Lord Braska's daughter. You don't say.
They're gossiping very
Lord
loudly.
Braska's daughter?
If it involves another IP, I guess that's what things get complicated. I mean, obviously,
So
like, without a
is
doubt,
his
it's
father
plagiarism if it's
famous
somebody
or
else's
something?
work, but if it's my own work anyway.
She's the daughter of High Summoner Braska. You saw his
I mean, I'm sure
statue at the temple.
if my teacher had found out that it was
Lord
something that,
Braska
like
defeated Sin 10
something
years ago.
that I had already written like a year before.
You
or
is the
whatever,
heir to a
and it
great
just changed
legacy.
the names, she probably wouldn't have been happy, but
It's tough.
It came from my brain at some point in time.
Waka's a bit lacking in the imagination department.
Huh?
Thanks, Lulu. I'll keep that in mind.
Homework remastered, pretty much, just a rehash.
Yeah, they had coffee. Why am I yawning?
I know. Me too. Maybe it's a caffeine crash.
Maybe.
And him yawning and stretching isn't helping. You're not helping, Titus. Stop it.
Titus, useless piece of shit.
Titus. Titus.
The wind.
Titus.
It's nice.
Yeah, reusing your old works could get you in some trouble academically, but certainly not as much trouble as plagiarism. Yeah, there's probably a word for it. Like,
Well, academically, well, I've definitely done it academically, so don't tell me.
cite yourself as a source, right?
They're gonna take my degree.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, Devin, if you're getting tired or whenever you want to stop, just let me know.
Maybe if we
You're a blitzball player.
finish
aren't you?
it on like
From
the
Xanarkin,
third
right?
hour of streaming.
You
Okay.
hear that
so-
from
That's
Waka?
usually how long years are anyway, right?
Yeah. I think 3 hours
Waka.
is
Waka
like,
doesn't
2 to
believe
3
me at
hours is
all.
like a good. It's like a nice,
It's a good time.
good time. We'll get to a part that's
But I believe
good
you.
to stop at.
We'll probably at least be able to see like
I've
the
heard in
sending
Xanarkin
scene.
there is a great stadium,
Possibly. We'll
all
see.
lit up, even at night. Great blitzball
If we can get to
tournaments
Kilika.
are held there,
Yeah.
And
and the stands are always full.
How do you know that?
A man named
we
Jack
can
told
pick
me.
up next
He
week.
was my father's guardian.
Next week.
Next week on.
And next
How
week we'll
can ours
speed
play
run up
positive?
until the China symbol.
Yeah. We'll know.
Symbol.
China symbol.
My father. His name is Jecht.
Amazing!
My dad's name is Jack. Wow, what a coincidence!
You know, our meeting like this must be the blessing of Yevon.
Blessing.
You having an aneurysm, you know?
Sounds like him, but
yeah,
it
well,
can't
yes.
be him.
Why not?
My old man, he died. 10 years ago, off the coast of Xanarkin.
I'm
Yuna's
sorry.
just like, wow, it must be your dad.
He went out to
And
sea for
Titus is
training
just like,
one
you
day.
know, more than one person can
He
have
mentioned
the same
Xanarkin.
name.
Wasn't he not supposed to mention Xanarkin?
And no one's seen him since then.
Or no, he wasn't supposed to say that he was from Xanarkin.
He's not supposed to, but he's also
Why,
dumb,
that's
so
the
he did
day
it anyway.
That
Yeah.
Jack came to Spira.
It's true, I first met Jack 10 years and 3 months ago. I
3 months
remember that was the
ago.
day my father left. The date fits, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
Very
how would he get
exact,
here?
It's 10 years, 3
You're
months, 5 days,
Are you not?
2 hours, and 26 seconds. Sin. Just another Tuesday night.
The delayed reaction. Yeah, it took a little while for it to process in his brain. No.
What do you think you're doing? Stick a harpoon in him and we'll all get dragged under.
Sin is going for Kilika. We gotta distract it.
He's letting the drunk sailor man
Our
harpoon.
families are in Kilika.
Yeah.
Forgive us, Lady Summoner.
He's the one who's thinking logically.
Wait! Oh boy!
Oh boy! I can't wait to meet you again. That's just the left one. Spawn. Oh, he's got a SWAT in advance. Or did he already do that?
No, he did that before when he didn't know how to fight.
Oh, right.
Now he's immediately a sword master. Gotta throw my ball at Sin.
He's good.
Glad that the ball still comes back to those, even though it's moving really bad.
You know, it's a magic ball. The blitz ball. It doesn't use the same physics as like. It's just a big whale. Actually reminds me of one of my like back in high school, he was really angry with his dad. I saw him and he's like, I'm angry at that ugly-ass whale with legs, my father. And for Titus, his dad really is an ugly-ass whale with legs. Well, not... His dad is a
Whoa, you just spoiled the entire game. Now we're not gonna have the emotional payoff.
I feel like anyone watching this stream has already played Final Fantasy X before. Or is at least... Of course, I've been wrong about that before. Remember when I got yelled at by that one person in the Rocky Horror Story subreddit?
I think they were just being sensitive.
Oh yeah. But even still... Like, okay, first of all, this game is like 16 years old.
I don't care. There's no spoilers for anything that's over like 10 years old.
Right.
At that point, like...
Second, I'm pretty sure that was common knowledge. Sometimes I'm a bit of a sassy bitch. It's like, okay, if you don't want to get... If you're still trying to get through the game and you don't want to get maybe you should following subreddits and joining communities where discussion about the game is going to take place. That's just my suggestion.
We did it! We killed Sin, everyone! We won! That's all it took. But without moving his mouth.
Where's our harpoons?
Yeah, you just gotta throw a ball at it and set it on fire.
He's going after the harpoons. Waka, no. Oh no, he's going after her.
But we really need those harpoons.
Swat at it. I just swatted it.
He's dead.
I like that. He just throws an unknown item at him and kills him that way. That stuff never happens in...
The sound it makes sounds like a mega potion.
Yeah.
Bitch was hiding mega potions.
They never do that in Rocky Horror Story. Like, Ridley is great picture. And Gara doesn't just give her an herb extract. Herb extract next. They actually make him the truth. Who knew all you had to do was throw a ball at Sin? It's always the thing that you don't expect. It's like the Final Fantasy equivalent of turning it off and on again. Have you tried throwing a ball at it? In the city, they don't waste any time. They just throw poison and pour it all over the character. It's definitely an RPG thing in general. Items exist in cutscenes. Yeah. Oh my god, Ridley's on the verge of death. It's not like we have herb extract or anything. Or celestial nectar. Just imagine, Cross is... His entire body has been vaporized by a Aphelion, and all he is just a pile of ashes. And then Jack just throws an herb extract on him. And he rematerializes.
That or he's just like sentient dirt in constant pain.
Dude, that would be so disturbing.
Yep.
He'll be like Calcifer, except instead of being fire, he's just ash. Imagine that. Sentient ash cross.
He deserves it.
Like, oh man.
Walker can do. Throw my ball.
This is why I leave Devan in charge.
Killed it.
Good. See, I would have died.
Yeah, killed Jellyfish.
I would have been too busy commentating. I would have
Yuna doesn't get any experience.
She didn't help out.
Yeah, I forgot to make her do something.
That's okay.
She's not supposed to do anything.
Oh, here we go. Rest in peace, Kilka. This part's really sad. So you got the woman with her baby, the baby and her 2 children, and then during the sending cutscene, it's just the woman.
Yep.
Her kids are gone.
Yeah, this cutscene.
It is. Like a hurricane, a typhoon, and
is this what happens when you sin?
You can't let people know we sin! This is crazy.
Stupid whales.
And there's the Blitzball.
Cool, I like getting like 20 texts telling me that
Sin attacked Zanarkand that day.
Yeah.
Where did you put it, by the way?
I woke up in
I washed it
Spira.
and put it in the dish drainer.
Oh, okay.
I kept hoping it would
I wanna
work
see it.
in reverse, too.
I wish it would also
I
speed
will
up.
defeat sin. I must defeat sin.
I was just fooling myself.
Are you guys
Maybe
playing on
it
an
was
emulator?
that
Yes, we
day
are. We're playing on
the sea,
PCSX2,
under the
the same one
burning
that we use
sun.
for Radiata Stories.
I started to give up hope.
And I mean, it's fine for the most part. It does slow down
I
in
was
certain
in a
parts when there's
foreign
multiple
world.
characters on
I
screen.
wasn't going home.
Which explains why.
This was my
it
new
lags at
reality,
points.
and I was stuck in it for
I
good.
still never got the hang of capture cards, and I don't think I ever will. I still have an Elgato, but I tried to set it up, but it still won't send a signal from my TV to the computer. I'm at my wit's end with that. So, emulator it is. Yeah, this cutscene. Levels
Greetings.
fucked up.
I am the summoner
So you
Yuna.
decided what you were
I
going
have
to
come
do.
from the temple
Doesn't
in
tell
Bisay.
her accept her terms.
Oh, Milady Summoner!
If there is no other
Well,
summoner
the thing is,
here,
I bought it
please allow
from
me to perform the sending.
one of my friends who is
thanks,
also a
BT.
streamer, and
Our
I don't
loved
know, I feel a little
ones.
bit bad. Like, I
We
reached
fear
out to him
they
and I
will
was saying,
become fiends.
telling him, like, the
Please,
problem that I
take
was
me to
having
them.
and this and that. I mean, obviously, it worked fine for him. It's not broken. And I trust him. He's a good guy. But it's just... I know that he's busy with work and everything, and I feel bad, like, reaching out to him again and just,
We'll
like,
go see
be
what
like,
we
hey,
can do
could
to
you
help in
me,
town.
like, set this up, because I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm sure there's something wrong with the way I have it set up, because there's like two HDMI ports, I think, in the capture card. Like, one goes from the TV into the capture card, and then the other port, the HDMI goes into the capture card and into the computer. So the capture card works as like a middleman. But I don't know, I think maybe I got confused, and I think maybe the capture card is actually sending the signal the other way. It's taking the signal from the computer to the TV when it should be taking it from the TV to the computer. I don't know. I do agree, Gary, that technology is fickle. I don't know. I'll figure it out one of these days. It's just I haven't had much time to stream, let alone fuss around with the capture card. And at this point, it may be even kind of pointless to use a capture card, because a couple of days ago, Devan and I tried to play something on my PlayStation 2.
Are we
And
going
it kept
somewhere?
freezing, so I think time has finally come for my PlayStation
You
to
truly
crap out.
are clueless. Are you sure it's just
Makes
your
me
memory
sad.
that's the
Or
problem?
PlayStation.
I know, I mean, I'm still gonna keep it. I'm
The dead
hopefully gonna
need
see,
guidance.
maybe there's something wrong with the
You could
disc
probably
reader.
take it to somebody to like get it refurbished.
Yeah.
If you want to pay the money for that.
Yeah. Well, I'll see how much it
Filled with
costs.
grief over
Or
their
I
own
can just
death,
buy
they
a new
refuse
used
to
one
face
from
their
one of the
fate.
exchange places.
They yearn to live on and resent those still
Because what
alive.
happens is sometimes the PlayStation menu
You see,
freezes,
They envy
and
the
sometimes
living.
like it'll load up the game, but
And
then
in
the
time,
game
that
freezes.
envy turns to anger,
So,
even hate.
I think it might be I don't know what's wrong with it.
Should these souls remain in Spira, they become fiends that prey on the living. Sad, isn't it? The sending takes them to the far plane, where they may rest in peace.
Summoners do this?
Game's graphics suddenly got blurry.
Yeah, it does that occasionally.
What's the sending? Are we going somewhere? You're a real idiot. You know that? You know that, Tyus?
He's
You're
doing
really,
his best.
You're really
He
stupid.
is traumatized right now.
I love
Shut up,
this
it's a
cutscene.
pretty cutscene.
If they ever did a remaster of Radiata Stories, I would like a cutscene for the transportation, something like this. You know, just like upscaled graphics, super, like, mystifying.
They like never explained how she can walk on water. She never does this again.
Because she's Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Like, just imagine this, but the transportation. This game is over 20 years old at this point now.
Yeah.
It's 21 years old. It's old enough to drink in the United States.
Oh boy, somebody get this game beer.
Karen versus Kelvin graphics. Oh yeah, that would be really, really cool. Yes. She could even change the color of the fire. That's magic. Walk on more and change fire. And change fire. Walk on more, change fire. This is like one of the most beautiful cutscenes. Oh, there's the mom. Or waiting for her grandkids. All three of them. Baby too.
must be tough, being a summoner.
Yuna chose her own path. She knew from the beginning what it meant. All we can do is protect her along the way, until the end.
Until the end? What's the
She's
end?
not gonna say it. That would be a spoiler.
Yeah, like pretty much. There's only people who died and people who are perfectly freaking fine.
Until
No
she
injured
defeats
people.
Sin.
That's pretty much it. Nobody dies. I mean, well, okay. You either die or you live. You're perfectly unscathed.
I hope
Injuries
I did okay.
don't happen, only dying.
Yeah.
You did very
The
well.
reason that everyone was flying
They've
in the
reached the
survivors are
far
all
plane by
relatively
now,
uninjured.
but no tears
Exactly.
next time. Mhm.
Nobody has any cast. There's no
I
cast, no
wished
bandages.
there would never
no
be
blood.
a next
I
time.
wish there would
No more
never
people
be a
being
next
killed
time.
by sin.
Yep. Yep.
No more sendings for Yuna.
No
Everyone
more
stood there
sendings.
watching her. It was strange, and somehow horrifying. I never wanted to see it again.
When he talks slowly like that, he just sounds like a really angry child. Never wanted to see it again. Oh boy,
Oh,
it's a blitzball
it's the
kid.
blitzball kid. Yeah, talk to him.
Give me a minute. Titus has to stretch.
Okay.
Ah, crap!
No, talk to him.
Good thing I didn't walk out the door. I want to be a blitzball when I grow up.
And apparently, they left it in there for the remake,
Yeah,
too.
they did. 'Cause it's a meme.
It's a meme. Did they leave it in because it's a meme, or because they intended for him to say that all along? Because maybe he's running around acting like he's a blitzball. He doesn't want to be a blitzballer, he just wants to be a
I
blitzball.
feel like they just left it in because it was funny, because there were other things that they did fix in the remastered version that, like, weren't as memeable.
Oh, like
Seymour's married face.
You awake? Captain Walker's waiting for you.
That was great.
But in this one, we will be able to see Seymour's face.
We will. Very excited for that. Oh, that kid's crying.
Whoa! That kid's about to die.
Kid, maybe not cry on top of rubble.
Kid needs some shoes. She's gonna get splinters on her feet.
Right. Fuck us. Stop.
I don't like talking to Reese's.
Eat the kid so he can accomplish his dream of being a blitzball. Kids like to be yeeted. Just pick them up and throw them on the couch. Spin them around. Punch him, lads. Walker would do that, wouldn't he? Waka's got that shitting grin in his portrait. Back to Waka.
Hang on, I'm doing important things.
That is a shitting grin if I
His
ever
image
saw.
should just be his racist face.
Ah, there you are.
Somebody needs to make a mod for this game, but everything's the same except Waka's portrait is just his racist face.
victory.
They give everyone a racist face.
High Summoner O'Holland used to live in the Kilika Temple here. Yep. Lord O'Holland was once a great blitzer, you know?
Waka.
You know that this
Praying
high
for
priest,
victory's
he'd like to
so
play
good.
baseball.
But
Like,
is this
wait,
right?
Blitzball.
Something wrong with enjoying blitzball?
Is this really the time?
This is the only time. The
you
players
play
fight with
sports
all their strength.
and then
The
join the
fans
church.
cheer for their favorite team. They forget
He's
pain,
punting
suffering.
blitzballs.
Only
for
the game matters.
Jesus.
That's why Blitz has been around for so long. At least that's what I think.
Whatever you say.
Let's play and win, right?
Right.
Temple's beyond the jungle there. Let's go.
I forgot if you were here when we were talking about it. I know Ad wasn't here yet. But we were talking about how funny it is that there's this weird juxtaposition of personality traits in Waka. He's like a religious zealot, but on the other hand, he's like a really chill. He's a really
tool.
Yeah, he's a religious zealot, but also like a really chill, like blitzballer, surfer type guy. But he's also racist. It's just a weird combination of those three things.
He's somehow a complicated character, but also not.
Dedicating his next goal to Jesus.
Yuna's saying she wants you with us.
Huh?
Yuna talked to you for
I
like
want
5 minutes and decided that she's going to
ask
entrust
you
her life to you.
to be my guardian.
You know what?
My
There's no
guardian.
time
And
for
when she says it
jokes,
like
yeah?
that, she definitely sounds like a sound
Maybe a
mind.
blitzball whiz kid.
Well, she had to think
but
about
up
it.
Against fiends.
But you know, she has to
He's a newbie.
if she has to think about it.
After that sending, she drank like half
Not
a
a
handle of
guardian,
vodka and was
I just
like,
want him nearby.
going on.
Right.
What? What do you mean?
What was that sideways mouth, Waka?
It's
It's
just
a
that,
surprise mouth.
well,
Like a troll face.
We're all going to the temple anyway. Can't this wait till later?
You gotta go pray to
I'm
Blitzball
sorry.
Jesus.
I
Who's
shouldn't
impatient to
have-
go pray to Jesus?
There's nothing to be
Blitzball,
sorry
Jesus.
about. I'm just not really sure what's going on.
That's just my mood.
my apologies.
It's happy hour.
Alright. Let's see if we can beat this thing up here. Never mind.
Hot clock.
Before,
Kimari, why don't you use Lancet on it?
we end.
What's a
Yeah.
lancet?
Huh?
Oh, before we...
Normally,
Yeah,
it's a
okay.
skill that weakens enemies and heals the user. But when a Ronso uses it, that Ronso can sometimes learn Fiend's abilities.
Hey, sounds cool.
Too bad Kimari is like the worst character in this whole game.
Do you think Nix and Sonato are Ronsos? That's what I thought. Somebody was like, no, he can't be a Ronso because he doesn't have a floor. And I'm like, well, maybe that's why he lives in Radiata and not among the other Ronsos. He's like a defective Ronso.
He's broken.
Yeah, he's broken. You think that Kamari had it bad having a broken horn. Try being born without a horn at all.
Company, halt!
The fiend before us is Ochu, Lord of the Wood. We've had trouble with this one before. Remember, discretion is the better part of valor.
I digress in nothing. Ooh.
That's the attitude. You got the attitude, Devin. It's got the moves. He started as a guardian. Yeah, I forgot who it was. Like, I think yeah, it was on the subreddit. Which by the way, Reddit sucks. I mean, like, on the Radia Story subreddit, like, most of the people there are nice. I'd say, like, 99% of them are pretty cool. Especially considering, like, it's Reddit. Most people on Reddit. There's a lot of assholes on Reddit.
Yeah.
But I have to say, the Radia Story subreddit, like, I've met very few assholes on that. But I have met assholes. But that's not to say that I haven't met assholes. I got one guy who... he got mad that I misunderstood, like...
Yeah, and I yelled at him.
What? Yeah, you yelled at him. I guess I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, that's a great way to respond to someone who's trying to help you. Real classy. how you want to play this game. You only got through the beginning and then some. Is this? Are we at a part at a point where like past where you got? I don't know how it works. Are we further than how far you got?
What do you mean?
No, I'm talking to Neri.
Oh.
Because Neri says that you got past the temple. Okay. I'm hoping that we can pick this game up next Monday. And I'm planning, I think Monday is a good day for us. The itinerary for our like streaming movie night thing is very obvious. We're doing this right now on Monday. And then on this Thursday we're gonna do movie night. And then next Monday I think we can stream. Sounds good to me. What do you think?
Sounds good.
If
I
you
wasn't listening, but sounds good.
Okay, cool.
I'm busy.
Okay.
I'm fighting a plant.
Is that harder too?
Yes.
Have we picked up? Yes, we have. So first we're going to watch Wayne's World, and then we're going to watch the entire time that Devan's going to be visiting, we're watching nothing but Chicago. I know you were here for our little New Year's Eve. What did we watch? Adventures in Babysitting and Ghost Viewers Day Off. That was fun. By the way, Devan tried deep dish pizza.
Tastes like pizza.
Yeah, it tastes like very thick pizza. He doesn't understand why New Englanders talk shit about it. Well, I'd have to ask him that. Devan, do you feel like a true Chicago dentist yet?
I don't know. I haven't had a Chicago dog yet, so no.
Okay, so he hasn't been initiated yet. He hasn't savored a dog yet. I gotta keep it G-rated.
Another thing I gotta do is I gotta try to play the game using summons as little as possible. Oh, I know.
Oh, you got it? Okay, good.
Yeah, it is fine. But we're gonna blast it anyway, because it's pretty much dead. We got the extra. Katie blasted. Hang in.
Cat says, I love how just before this fight, the villager is warning you about how dangerous Lord Ochu is. It seems unconcerned that Lord Ochu is like 3 feet behind him. Well, that's...
And I was unconcerned about running headfirst right into it.
Yeah, well, characters in this game are just unconcerned
summoner
about
and
the
her
proximity
guardians.
of any
Very
kind
impressive.
of danger to them.
Sir, we should
Like
fight
Kamari
too.
is like,
We'll get our
he doesn't
chance
care
soon
that
enough.
Yuna is about to get killed
Young
right in front of him. He's like,
He's just watching it.
not Kamari's problem. Kamari have cocktail now.
Oh, right. I think that's a good place to stop for the nice
Getting
day.
close to, he was this close to being snatched by a vine. Oh really?
Imagine, like, while he's talking, it just snatches him up and, like, eats him.
Hey, be careful.
Anyone thirsty?
I can take care of those alone, huh? It's over.
Hawkeye kills bees.
We can't let people know we bees. You also love that Lord Ochu has a title. He's a very important enemy.
Yeah, so important that you can actually completely bypass him and never fight him at all.
Right. Alright, so are we calling it here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Devin, thank you so much for coming on here with me. I think we got some good conversation going, some good rapport. Yeah, I think I would say it was a successful stream. What do you think?
It was successful.
It was successful, very much so.
Lots of titties.
Lots of titties, yes. And speaking of Final Fantasy, I should thank the newcomers too. Well, I didn't shout them out, so I guess I don't really have to. I'd have to go through the So thank you to any new followers, any new chatters, any new subscribers if there were. I really appreciate your support in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of Final Fantasy, we're gonna raid iZombie, who's playing Final Fantasy VIII. It's actually a Final Fantasy VIII randomizer.
I really don't like this this image they have of Lulu twerking.
Oh yeah. She has well, she has a Furby mask on, and there's a little shimeji of Lulu twerking. So I really encourage you to come along to the raid and see what it is I'm talking about, because it's really funny. I'm gonna put my little raid
Shining Rain!
Oh, the Shining Raid. And we're gonna go raid Isaac. Anyway, we're going to have movie night this Thursday. I'm still deciding on a time.
Oh, shrimp!
Yes, we got shrimp too. Still deciding on a time. But we're gonna pick up more Final Fantasy X next Monday. So look forward to that. We're gonna have
The old
Devin
wino!
too. Devin's very excited. He's clapping. Awesome. So with that, I'll see you guys next time.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night. Say Shining Raid, Devin.
Oh.
Please. Oh. Shining Raid!
Shrimp!
Shrimp! Alright, bye-bye.
And I also don't ever think I want to do that. I don't think I want to. Hello.